I think we're live. Here we go. Let's move that down.
Hello, one watcher.
Now, I said, listen, because I'm getting kind of tired of streaming, but I said, you know what? I'm supposed to clean the bathroom. Let me find something else to put it off with.
6 fucking months of that.
But no, you're awake. It's earlier, so I figured I can scrub the tub when you go to bed. But it's like, no, of course, me, asshole. You might wake up to a surprise.
I hope so.
But anyway, we were saying wherever we go, we need at least 2 shitters. Like we need our own bathrooms. In fact, we're having toothbrush problems where I'm not even sure which toothbrush is mine, and there's been some complaint. Yeah.
So yes, we need probably 2 bathrooms, or at least 1.5.
Anyway, time in New Jersey is 7:50 p.m. Time in Sydney, I believe, let's just double check. 9:50 a.m. And how many hours is that? 13? 14. So they're 14 hours ahead. So my brother had a question for James. Remember, here it's evening. It's almost 8 o'clock in the evening. But there it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. So
have you acclimated to Australian time, or are you still on your Northeast United States time?
And are you an early riser there? You're getting up at like, the cock is crowing. You're getting up at like 5 in the morning, or you're waking up what? Hi, Thule. We had a question for you. I guess Thule's number 2 now. We had a question for number 1. Where's number 1? All we want him to do is answer a simple question.
Or we just background while he fixes the door.
Or just background while he Donda put him to work.
You're in the garage doing something. What are you doing in the garage, James?
I'm a little disappointed. I thought he'd at least, stick around for 2 or 3 minutes. I'm disappointed. My God. Oh, you want to share something? We forgot. We did our 1920s list, right? What was that? Around New Year's,
yes.
We did a list of people, famous people that we knew of who were born in the 1920s, still alive today, whether they were, born in 20 or 29. Anyone born in the 1920s that's still alive that we thought was of note. And the oldest person on our list at the time was, what's her name? I'll say it right.
Actress by the name of Eve Marie Saint.
She was in On the Waterfront and North by Northwest. Yes. Hitchcock, yeah.
July 4th is her birthday, and she turned 101 yesterday.
Because she was the oldest on our list. She was born in 1924. She was the oldest born on our list. She's still alive, and she was born on the 4th of July. So my brother wanted to point out, yes. She turned 101, so she's still alive and going strong. And the only person over 100 on our list, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. So I wanted to share that.
And I believe June Lockhart was born in 1925, so she will be 100. I don't know.
Well, I said over 100. I said 101 or older. So the only person who's 101 or older is Eve Marie Saint.
Okay, all right. That's 10, correct.
And actually, it was funny. I was thinking of Joan Lockhart the other day. I mean, she was June, whatever. She was the mother in Lassie and the mother in Lost in Space, but she was also in one of those troll movies. Remember all the trolls start singing their song?
That was the best part of the movie. Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Troll? Those movies were shitty, but
terrible.
But that one where they all the trolls start singing.
They all know how to sing, and they all know the timing somehow. Yes.
Christ, that was funny. Yeah, let's pull up a picture of. We did a 1920s list. People born in the 1920s still alive. We did this back around New Year's. The earliest born person on the list was the actress Eve Marie Saint, and she turned 101. She's still with us. She was born on the 4th of July in 1924. 101 as of yesterday. My brother pointed it out. Let's show her picture. Where is it? Because we're excited. Yeah, she's still with us. North by Northwest, On the Waterfront. She was an actress mainly in like the 1950s. It was her time to shine, but she's still, yeah. So there you go. Eve Marie Saint, happy 101. Now it's the lighting because the sun hasn't set, but we've got the lamps on, so it gives you that, Well, yeah, but you're not important enough to be on our list. Anyway, so yes. Okay. Now I was going to ask DUM. I wanted to ask DUM about his sleep pattern and whatnot. Has he acclimated to, Australian time, or is he, and is he an early riser? Does he get up in the late morning, early? I go, when says, Has he been up all night? Like he stays up all night their time. He's still awake at like 10 o'clock in the morning. He goes to bed at 11 o'clock or noon or something. Yeah, we want to know. But he fucking disappears. He's a piece of shit. He comes on, he says hello, and he just disappears. Well, I'm glad we're doing this because it's earlier, you're awake. We can do this for a little bit and then call it quits, and I can start scrubbing. Now that's true, but what time? We want to know what time that is because that could be any time. What is Donna's wake up call time?
Yes.
All right, we're winding down already. I'm getting kind
We
of tired.
might be.
This actually tires me out. It's like, I was hoping DUM would respond. I was hoping DUM would, come along and say something. But once again, this might just be a nothing bullshit stream. No, not Jeesh. It shouldn't be sheesh. Sheesh? Jeez. What is he saying? Jeesh? I don't know.
I guess he's trying to say, geez.
Yeah, okay. DUM, we had questions because we know it's almost 10 o'clock in Sydney. You can't just run away to make fucking brekkie. You and I had brekkie. We had brekkie with him we had brekkie on the Buki. Remember that? But we, Brother Click.
Yes,
Brother Click had a question.
So have you acclimated to Australian time? Or are you still on Pennsylvania time? What's going on? And what did you make for brekkie?
Oh, last time it was a word. Now it's back to the string
they
of
don't
nonsense.
know what they're doing.
Now we should get a biscuit from Kentucky Fried Chicken to show what you want to get another beer? We're gonna.
I don't know.
Or want me to get it? Or
I'll go get it now.
just should I get it? Yes. Actually, can you want to put this in the fridge too, or is there a room in there? Okay. Well, I thought you were there for it, James. I thought you were there. Weren't you talking to him? Well, then you can go back and watch it later, man. I'm not going to give you a recap. That's wonderful, man, but you're not answering our questions, man. I don't want to talk about Thomas White. I don't want to talk about Brekkie. I want to ask you. We're asking you about if you acclimated. What time do you get up? Are you still on Pennsylvania time? We're asking you like the important questions here, and you remind me of Thomas White. You're not answering the question. You're just speaking like vague generality here. Come on. I think it'll make it easier. James, click the link. I'd love to see you and Donda in bed. I'd love to see Donda in bed, and you can talk. So yeah, go ahead. Click. Show us the bed. Show us the breakfast. Show us everything. I said, click the link. Show us Donda and the breakfast and the bed. James. So James says he's in bed with Donda. He made her brekkie in bed. So I provided a link and I said, okay, click on the link. Let's see it. And he reminds me of Thomas White. He's not answering the questions directly. He's just saying general crap things. You know what I mean? You had that problem with Thomas White yesterday, as I recall. Click on the damn link. You can get her back. I'll get her back. I scared her off. I can get her back. There you go. Careful, buddy. Buddy, okay? Okay.
Well. I mean, you could have enjoyed your breakfast in bed and then joined it.
Oh, you got to work tomorrow. You're off.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, and if you're going to come on, James, I want video, not just audio. Don't pull a DevPike on me. What the hell are you doing? Hello? Hello?
Oh.
Where's the video? I don't be like DevPike. You your face. What?
I want you to change my name back to James the Chad. You keep changing it back to something else.
I can't change these names. The algorithm decides. Now show your face.
Every time I come back on, you change it to something different.
All right, we're gonna keep this very simple. Let's just keep it. We all know you. I don't care if it all starts with yes. We all know you as dumb. Okay, so what's up? Why can't I see your face, James? Come on.
Well, because I'm in bed.
So what? So what?
Donna-
There's a picture of you and me in your bed, which was the floor in your living room at the time, under the covers. So I've seen you in bed. What are you trying to hide here?
Well, Thomas White didn't show his face. Why do I have to show mine?
Because Thomas White, I didn't even know the guy. I know nothing about him. We know you, dumb. You've always shown your face.
Yes, you have a precedent
Yeah,
of showing
yeah.
faces.
Don't be a coward now. We know what you look like. Let's not pretend we've never seen you before. There he is. I slept next to this dude.
Yes, you did.
How does it feel sleeping in a bed? How does it feel?
Yes,
How does it feel sleeping in a bed versus the floor?
I brought this all the way from America.
I saw that.
it feels
Oh, wait,
good,
are you
especially
still wearing that? Wait, is that still the Key West tank top you were wearing when we were there? Is he still wearing the same?
No, it's a different one. But these, I just like wearing sleeveless shirts, tank tops. Yeah, I like these. Yeah. But you scared off Donna, and once she knew I was coming on, she bolted. But she was right here beside me.
We didn't scare her off. You decided to join. I don't think she wanted to. So you did that, not us.
Well, she might join later. She wants to freshen up, I guess, because she just woke up. But to answer your question, like, yeah, I go to bed. It seems like I fall asleep before she does most of the time, and then I'll wake up earlier. So I guess I acclimated, but
Well, so she wakes up around 10 o'clock in the morning, or is it only
no,
because-
we were up all last night.
Oh.
We didn't go to bed till like 2 in the morning.
Whoa, what was
So-
going on last night that you're up till 2 in the morning?
All right, she's back.
Donna, how come you're not waking up till 10 a.m.? Why were you up till 2 in the morning? Would you like to share?
Well, That's how you gotta tell.
No,
All right.
I can't even remember. We were going to watch it. Well, no, we did watch it.
You can't remember.
You gotta do her. We always laugh when you go, "Oh, say."
I'll say. You do the Aussie accent.
Yeah.
Don't know.
when you try to act like, when you try to sound like she does, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
So
you don't remember what you were doing last night? You're up to 2 a.m. What, playing cards, or what happened till 2 a.m. last night?
Well, we were in bed.
Yes, we were also having some whiskeys, and then
Yeah, we watched. We had some whiskeys.
Wait, you're drinking again? You refuse to drink with me, but you'll drink. Okay, all right. You told me.
No. I was going to have a beer with you.
At what point? You didn't even know we were going for breakfast, man. When did a beer come into any of that?
Well, I thought. Well, yeah, that's right. You did offer me some beer when you went out on the beer.
I
run,
can't
was
see Donda's face. Can you turn the camera? I've seen enough of you. I've seen you in real life. Let's see the.
Well,
oh,
She-
okay, fine.
Yeah, she just woke up. She
Fine,
doesn't.
It's fine.
She doesn't want the whole world to see.
Let's,
Okay.
Yeah, no, don't be. Come on. I like it. It's like Morticia Adams. It's like you ugly sexy. Put her back on, like Morticia from the Adams Family. Do they know what that is in
It's just
Australia?
Chris from,
I like that.
from
Or,
London
yeah,
First.
who should remind us of? Yeah, like yeah.
How comes we can't see the comments here? What's up with that? Oh wait, do I have to go to actual YouTube? How about I
The
pause?
horizontal happy do.
Well, if I pause this,
No, she looks like the Adams Family. That's a compliment.
I love Morticia, so thank you.
There you go.
Oh, where did he go?
she has bed hair. Well, I'm trying to.
I woke up. I just woke up.
I'm trying to look at the chat at the same time whilst.
Well, I'd say
Yeah.
you don't. Chris Dub says you dumb don't have bed hair, so somehow you
Oh,
Don has
I
bed
don't-
hair, but you don't. Yeah, for obvious
okay.
reasons.
All right. Oh wait, there's the comments.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I can be on StreamYards and then see the comments, but I thought that was private comments, private chat and comments. Oh, I'm such a boomer.
Oh, okay.
And Dom has lack of bed hair. Yeah, because I don't. Yeah. But I'm about to start my fast again because all I do is eat and drink, and so I gotta trim back down.
That
Keep
must be
staying
great.
fat.
You get to move to a foreign country. You got a woman paying all your bills. You don't have to work. You can just drink and eat all the time. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
you're living the
it's great
dream, man.
food. Well, yeah, and I've just been goy slopping for a couple of months now, so I gotta get back down to my 1,000 calories or less. It's gonna suck. But
No,
at least
that's
I'm
not
not
true.
working.
No. Well, seriously, when we came to see you, you were actually calorie deficient. You'd only been eating those Dollar General things. I think as soon as you got that burger in you and the French fries start to digest, seriously, you perked up. So you were actually deficient in calories for a few weeks there,
All right, well,
in a bad
Yeah,
way.
we haven't
Like you weren't getting the
you haven't
healthy
seen me with my
calories
shirt
either.
off.
Yeah, take
You
it
haven't
off.
seen me with
Yeah.
my shirt off in a while.
There we go.
Anyway. Anyway, I got some excess fat. I like to burn. I like
He
to.
doesn't.
It's it's not the same. I remember when we did it in real life. When we took our shirts off and we began doing a bear hug.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's not the
remember
same over the internet. I want to meet you again. I miss that. The feel when our nipples touched, it felt great. I miss it.
I don't miss that.
Poor Bro C had to witness all of this.
Well, Bro C's not. Yeah, he's not as tight as
yeah.
C and I am.
Maybe he's kind of standoffish. Yeah. Me, I'm ripping my shirt off. I'm taking his shirt off. I almost destroyed his tank top, and we're like, yeah, that was great. I should share that video. I'll upload that later.
But I like yesterday when you guys were grilling. Bro C had his shirt half open. I mean, he was just chilling. He just had his burgers and his steak and his beer.
Living life.
Well, did you do anything with the 4th of July, or does it matter because you're in a foreign country, so you don't give a shit?
Well, no, I didn't do anything, but I wouldn't have anyway, even if I was over there. I just would have been doing more DIY, or maybe I would have stopped by Sydney's and Mike's and got a hot dog. But other than that, I wouldn't have. I don't know. Without a family, like, why do anything? Like, I never put Christmas lights. I never did.
Well, no, the viewers know Cindy and Mike are Chris's parents. They're very nice people. Yeah, I'd have gone across the street, had a burger, hot dog, or whatever, talked to them for a bit. But yeah. So the Starlings want to know: you have an offer? The house is sold or not yet, or what's the story?
Well, so yeah, I signed the contract, $180,000. I think I said this the last stream. And then I'm just waiting on what we got to do. If I have to fly back, or
well, do they have to? Can you e-sign, or do they have to actually send you the papers to sign in ink? Or
well, that's what I'm waiting on. I was talking to my realtor about this before, what my plans were, and I wanted a definitive answer, but he never has given it to me. So I guess I just gotta wait on the
Caleb, right? Caleb,
yeah.
Caleb, the realtor, right?
Yeah. I guess just gotta wait on the title company. They know, supposedly they know where I'm at, and so. But if worst comes to worst, she'll pay for my ticket. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Oh, not the buyer. You're talking about Morticia. Morticia will pay for your ticket.
Who's Morticia?
Me.
Why are you Morticia?
Well, okay. I got a question. No, that's a compliment. She looks kind of sexy, like an older Morticia. I don't like it. But anyway, I want to ask her a question. So, if you got to come back, if you got to come back, is she coming with you? I mean, you gotta let me know.
Yeah, I definitely want to come back.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would love for you both to come back. We don't want Dum to come back by himself. That would be rude. He should bring his newfound love. Yeah.
Hopefully this will be gone by then.
Who cares about that? I mean, so and well, Don, do you want to bring your kids too, or just you if you were to come back?
Well, that's what I'm just not sure whether we go back because school holidays is now, and so I don't think my son wants to miss school, which is
and right now, not that we can go right now, but because of the closing date, but the airfares are so expensive right now.
Yeah, right now school holidays is nuts.
And I was reading an article about Sydney and Brisbane, and just the millions of people. I think it was 5 million people that are going to be traveling during the school holidays. For some reason, Australia has a bunch of people who fly during school holidays because their kids are in school, but they must have a lot more kids than what we do, or something, because everything revolves around school holidays here.
Quiet. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what Totem's talking about. I just want to say, Donna, you look like Morticia Addams. I mean that in a good way. My God, even when you're half out of it in the morning and you've got that bed hair and no makeup, you still look great. Wow, Donda, I must say. I have no idea what Totem's talking about, but I just got to say, even as Morticia Addams, you look damn good. Wow. Hey, James, you're very lucky you get to wake up to that, as opposed to that morning you woke up next to me. We have that. We got the picture of that. I'll send it to you. That was, I mean, I was flattered, but yeah, you're waking up next to something almost as pretty. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he often talks about the morning after with you, OC, and
I'm sure he rolls over. He says my name, and you're gonna say no, it's me, Donna, and he goes, Donna, you're the next best thing, but a part of my body still misses waking up to OC. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, he said you were a very rugged man, and
rugged, but
of course,
gentle, yes.
But I try in my own way. But yeah,
that's what hey, tell you what, you and I can compare notes when you come back with James to sign those papers. You and I can go off to the side and we'll compare notes. And then when you go back to Australia, you'll have but I got to teach you in private. No one can witness it. You don't want to ruin the surprise, right? Yeah.
Jesse Peterson says you're a simp.
That's what undepressed wanted man says.
Well, anyway, hey, there's Horsehead.
Dubs is simping for both of you. He said Donna looks flawless. I agree. For a 50-year-old woman who just woke up, she looks pretty good. And you do look like a king, Dum, because you got your wench next to you or whatever.
Totem says we look like a happy gay couple.
I thought that was us. No, my heart's broken. My heart's broken.
It is, you guys.
Well, thank you, Chris Dubs.
Thank you, Christoph.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I've been going to bed, like at 9, 10 o'clock, and then I was just falling right to sleep.
Yeah.
And then the past couple of days, I can't go to sleep. And then both of us, we couldn't go to sleep, so we were watching movies and watching YouTube and doing old married coupled stuff.
Yeah.
And then I still got up like at 6:30.
Yeah, he wakes earlier than I do.
Now,
And so
have you gotten? Maybe it's too soon. Have you gotten to that point where Max gets angry with you, James, and he says, "You're not my real dad"? You haven't gotten to that point yet where Max is screaming, "You're not my real dad," because that's going to come at some. You know that always happens. Teenage boy, a guy who's not his father. At some point, you're going to hear, "You're not my real dad." That's gonna happen at some point. You know it.
no, that's never gonna happen because we get along swimmingly, and I don't ask anything of him. I'm not trying to be. You goddamn dog. I'm not trying to be anything.
What's the dog's name? Betsy. Betsy. Is it Betsy?
You know what? Her name was going to be Betty, but then I changed it to Millie.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, I'm changing it again to Betsy, not Betty, not Millie. Betsy. Betsy.
And the dog has her trained very well, and she's going out to get her in.
And she has.
And I would just leave her out there.
So Betsy dominates, followed by Donda, followed by I guess Max and the daughter, and you're bottom of the rung. Yeah.
So
Well, she tries to tell me you have to be stern with this dog. You have to show her who's boss. But then she will do everything that she says that I shouldn't do. So yeah, so the mutt's back in, and she crawls under the bed.
Now he says mutt, but before it's like, hello, girl. Hi, girl.
Well,
Who's the goodest girl?
Well,
Oh.
you know, she has her good sides and
Okay,
bad
just
sides.
don't jump up
She's
on
a
the
pain
bed.
in the ass sometimes. Yeah.
She is. There's Betsy.
Hello, Betsy.
And then she'll fall up on the bed and smell the whole bed up, and it'll just
So Dumb
Yes,
hates
hair
the
everywhere.
dog. Dumb hates the dog, but he can't admit it. He's going, "Oh."
He hates her so much.
Yeah.
All these snacks and all these food he shares with us.
Hey, I pick up her shit. I play fetch with her. I'm like, she's like my shadow. But can't I disagree with her sometimes and just leave her outside and be stern? with her?
No, my God, she's okay. Betsy is like the third child after Max and the daughter. What's the daughter's
She is
name
like a
again?
child.
I forgot the daughter's name. So you can't leave one of the kids outside, you asshole. Come on, for the first time in your life, you're a daddy. You're becoming a daddy at 44 years old. You can't leave a kid. What the fuck, man? Come on.
Because it's nice out there.
It is a nice
This
day.
Australian winter is very mild. It's what is it, 60 degrees, something like that. She's got the big fur coat on. She's fine. She can just stay out there. But she has anxiety about being left alone, and so she'll bark all.
Exactly. You should know something about that. So if Donda has to go into the office, I expect Betsy to be right by your side when you're doing your DIY.
Well, she is, but it's like she's a dog. Go out there and do dog stuff by yourself. You know, go sniff around and roll around and.
Wants to be with you.
Well, yeah, I'm her like leader or something, I guess.
Pack leader.
The son is still 14. He's a minor. And even the 18-year-old daughter, Donda's afraid to leave alone. So they're still in that like transitionary childhood adult phase. So they're still kind of kids. But even if they don't want to come, Donda, would you leave them behind and come with James back to America to sign the papers or whatever?
Yeah, so my dad said he would come here and stay with them, and for I don't know 10 days or something like that.
Good girl.
So yeah, that's how we have to do it.
Now she's
But I
come-
wouldn't leave them alone.
Now she's come to my side.
Yeah, see, now she's looking for love from you.
So yeah, but hopefully we don't have to go back because it's just expensive and long, and I mean,
They don't
I
want to see
would
us.
like-
They don't want to see
No,
us.
I guess not.
No, see, I want to come back. I want to meet up with you guys. I want to go and have steak. I want to go and have a biscuit or whatever it's called.
yeah.
It's called a biscuit, yes. A real
All
biscuit.
kinds of
Not a
biscuits,
fucking
all
cookie or whatever
kinds
you
of
call biscuit.
biscuits.
Right.
I should make her a proper biscuit here for breakfast this morning. Is what I should do.
Yeah, you'd make a shitty one. I'll do a video on Kentucky Fried Chicken. What?
Can you even buy biscuits there, dumb? As we
You
know?
can't. No.
No.
I asked for an egg McMuffin biscuit or whatever the fuck it's called, and the woman.
She said,
I mean,
"Sorry,
like,
what?"
And honestly,
Yeah.
that thing we got at the diner was not a real biscuit. That was like a roll cut in half, that and toasted. That wasn't a real biscuit. I'll do a video where I showed what we consider a biscuit is, but you can't buy biscuits to put in the oven in Australia.
No,
So,
they don't have the Pillsbury biscuits that we have
Yeah.
that are in the can, and
I can.
you pop it open and you place them on the sheet and you cook
It's a
it
can,
for
but it's
breakfast.
dough. Explain. It comes out. It's dough. It comes out as dough, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pops open,
Yeah, pops open and it's I don't know. It's like I don't think they have anything like that here. And we also have the cinnamon rolls that are in these canisters.
They do or don't have them. The cinnamon rolls.
No, we do, but they don't.
They don't have any Pillsbury. Well, okay, so
Oh.
we'll have to get
All right.
a biscuit from Dunkin' Donuts, and we'll get some Pillsbury break open. I'll show her
Yes.
when I make. I'll have to make mozzarella meat pie. We'll make that again. We'll make a video of that. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway, long story. Okay, Donna, if you were to come, let's pretend for a minute. If you were to come to America for a few days or a week or whatever, where would you like to see? Because Dum and I were talking about an itinerary, and I said how Buffalo is kind of out of the way, but you'd like to go to Buffalo. Would you like to come to Jersey and New York or Philadelphia? Where would you like to go?
Oh, I definitely want to go to. Well, first of all, I'd like to go to Waynesboro. I know.
You're
you
not
said there's
missing a damn thing. There's nothing to see in Waynesboro. We were the only ones who were there. Forget Waynesboro. Okay.
You just want to be the only one to say I was there. I would love to.
Is that an American accent? Is that her attempt at an American accent? I was there. Are you trying to sound
I
American?
was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be American, but I'm so shit. He says,
Yeah, no, it's funny because she'll say she'll make the R's too long, like car.
well, I'm really
Yeah.
trying.
I want to ask Donna her itinerary for an American visit. But first, Donna, you can tell I'm an American and he's an American and James is an American, but we have different accents. You said you can tell, even though we're both Americans, you think me and James or Brother Click and James have different accents, or how do you?
Yeah, you and Brother Click sound similar, but you and James, there's a difference.
Hmm,
Yours is stronger, more like New York.
I see.
Will you go to Colorado? Chris Stubbs asked.
Oh well, I mean, I'd love to go anywhere.
Okay,
You're-
see, now we're getting okay. Now we're talking stupid. Okay, stop. Chris Stubbs is an Australian. If I were coming to Perth, let's say I was coming to Perth in that area for a few days, and someone said, "Are you going to go to Sydney?" Well, that's 3,000 miles across the country. Same thing. Colorado's nowhere near the region they're coming to.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a stupid question. I was asking Donna. We're talking. Here's what we're talking. Northeastern. Colorado's not in the Northeast. What's in the Northeast? Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, New England. You want to go to D.C., New York, Philadelphia, Waynesboro, Jersey, Boston. Want to try to get up to Buffalo, which is the Northwest. We're asking about because you're not going to Colorado on this visit. That's too out of range.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Yeah. Look, it's probably going to be. Look, I don't care what you say because I still want to go to Waynesboro, and if I can get in the house, that would be just brilliant. Probably not going to happen, but.
By the way, the Australians use the word brilliant the way the British do. That would be brilliant, as in that would be great. That would be wonderful. In American English, brilliant means ingenious. We would never say it would be brilliant to get in the house. Brilliant means you've done something. Tell her, James. In American English, in Canadian English, brilliant means you've done something really, really smart, not really, really great. Yeah. So yeah, we would say that's not
like that too. Like Einstein was brilliant, but I think we just say, oh, that would be great too. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we do.
No,
we say,
Dum's got to learn to be an Australian. We would never say, man, it would be brilliant if we got to go to Brisbane. It's like brilliant isn't used to mean great in American English. I mean, it means intelligence only. Just James, teach your woman American English. Proper American English.
Proper James.
Proper James. That's like a Southern drawl.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, anyway, get back to your itinerary. Where would you like to
Yeah,
go?
so Waynesboro, New York, but now I don't want to catch the subway because you sort of said I shouldn't because it's a bit dangerous. I'd like to go to New Jersey because back in the day I really loved Bon Jovi,
Oh, wow.
and they were from New Jersey, And
Well, stop,
also,
again, stop. James, you're a truck driver. I know she doesn't know American geography. If you're in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and you want to drive to New York City, you will have to go through New Jersey. James, you can explain 81 to 78. You can explain all this. So, yeah, you would have to go through New Jersey on your way to New York City. New York City borders New Jersey, so you'd have to pass through New Jersey. You'd also be heading, you're actually closer. Waynesboro is closest to, Waynesboro is closest to Washington, D.C. Well, no, it's closest to Baltimore. It's closest to Baltimore. Baltimore's a shithole. It's fairly close to D.C., like an hour and a half to, about how far? About an hour and a half to D.C., James?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's about, right, 3 hours to Philadelphia, 4.5, 5 hours to New York. So you could easily do D.C. and even Philadelphia. You know, so that's why we're asking what your itinerary is.
well, I know I'd like to see DC, to see your nation's capital. That would be awesome.
No, I'm only saying because it's if you're in Waynesboro, it's only it's an hour and a half drive to DC, an hour to Baltimore,
exactly.
hour and a half to DC. It's about three.
Okay.
You understand? Let me say this one more time. It's about 3 hours from Waynesboro to Pennsylvania, or to Philadelphia. Waynesboro, Philadelphia, 3 hours to New York City, 4.5 if you're lucky with the traffic, maybe 5. Right, James? Does Donna understand? And Buffalo is like 8 or 9 hours in the opposite direction. So you just does Donna understand American geography? Probably not, but you, Mr. This dumb, our truck driver here.
Come on, Dom, you asshole. I think, well, seeing as though DC is so close to Waynesboro, then we should go there. Nice. Do you want to go to DC? You don't even care. You don't really even.
Well, yeah, I just want to go if she wants to go, but I'd rather.
James doesn't even want to come back. He doesn't want to go back to Waynesboro, let alone anywhere else. So ask him if he wants to go, is a waste of time. I'm talking about.
I tell you guys.
But if you're bringing your bitch, to your home country, you can't take her out to Colorado. That's 2,000 miles west. Where can you take her? Well, DC is an hour and a half south of Waynesboro. Baltimore, Philly, New York's a bit of a stretch. You might even be able to pull off Boston. Buffalo, you got to explain to her. That's like the opposite direction, like 8-9 hours that way. So, yeah, I don't think Donna understands. But, yeah.
I do understand. So I want to make it as easy as possible so that James doesn't have to drive everywhere.
You guys, when you say, I want to go to New Jersey, 2 things. One, you don't. You really don't. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you want to go to New York City, which means you would have to go through. I don't think she gets it. New York City is effectively part of New Jersey. You'd be going through Jersey on your way there. You're not going to go around New Jersey. So you're coming to Jersey regardless. I know you want to go to Manhattan and see the big buildings. So I know you. So yes, we can meet up in Philly or Manhattan. We live real quick. Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania, but it's on the border with New Jersey. New York is in New York State. It's on the border with New Jersey. New York City, Philadelphia, they're only about 100 miles apart. We live halfway in between. So both those cities are on the Jersey border. So if you're coming to New York or Philadelphia, you'll be coming to New Jersey by definition. So that's it. So yes, we can meet up if you're going to do that. But I need you assholes to tell me because James, whoa! So are you coming or not? What's going on?
Well, that's what we're just going to wait. Well...
We could make plans at this point. I mean, we could say we're just going to be there if you really want to go. We could just
James has no desire to come back to this country.
No, he's done.
No, I really don't.
Yeah.
Well,
and I get it because you've just gotten here too.
Yeah, but if she really wanted to go, because we have it in the contract that the closing date is the 25th, but.
Of July? Let's clarify. Of July 25th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that could be a day later or 2 days later. But he said.
But again, they got to send you the papers. You got to sign in ink, or you can't even sign online, or your realtor can't sign on your behalf. You got to.
Yeah. Yeah. We still haven't gotten any answers about that, but we could, if she really wants to go, we could just go.
Here's why I'm confused. Stop. Why didn't you ask Caleb? Why didn't you say, hey, listen, Caleb, I plan to be in Australia. He didn't give you an answer? What did he say when you asked him?
Well, he tried to look into it for me with the title company, and I guess they didn't give him a definitive answer, but he said he gave me a few possibilities of what's that? How do I could have made him a
power of attorney.
Yes. Yes, that's it. And or
That seems risky.
Yeah, or I could be there in person, or possibly they could FedEx something over, and then sign it and then FedEx it back or something.
Okay, so but what it sounds like, Dumb is coming back and he's bringing his bitch. Okay, when do you want to meet up? Want to meet in Philly, Manhattan? Want to meet here in Jersey? Where do you want to meet? Let's plan this out because it sounds like based on what Dumb's telling me, he's not going to make the guy the power of attorney, and this FedEx thing's not going to work. Okay, so you guys got to come back. All right, I want to meet you in Philadelphia or Manhattan or somewhere in between. We can make this happen. All right, keep me posted. July 25th, you're coming here late July, obviously, because I don't think this FedEx thing's going to work.
Well, see, I don't want you to get tired out from having to make all these decisions. So let's just wait. So I know you don't want to make all the decisions.
Dude, I'm a Spurg. I can think for you and Donda and myself and my brother. That's what I did when we came to Waynesboro. Never been here before. Where did we go to eat? Who had to figure it out? Was it you? No. Was it him? No. Who figured out where we went to go? It's okay. So I can make these. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's not a problem.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm like this. I'm like Leif Erikson. Leif Erikson. I'm the Viking who will lead the way. Leif Erikson. I'm going to take a piss. Grab another beer while you're up. Brother Cliff's getting tired. But no, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Well, hold on. Right now, it's hold on. It's Sunday, correct? It's Sunday in Australia?
Yes.
So Donda's not working today. Donda has nowhere to go. What are your plans for the day?
Yeah.
We had no plans. We had no plans. I did some DIY yesterday, so did she.
Yep, he had me working. I was his assistant.
Well, what can you tell us? What were you doing? What were you guys doing yesterday?
He was putting in a sort of light switch and fan switch.
Okay.
A couple of those, and then just a plain old switch in the lounge room.
Yeah.
And then she patched some drywall.
Aren't the James? Aren't the electrical switches different than ours? I mean, is it a little different?
Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah. So I don't know how it's working right now, but it is.
It just goes on. I don't know
well, because there wasn't any neutral to the switch, and so I'm assuming there was a neutral somewhere at the light, because 220 volts still needs a neutral for lights. It doesn't for like motors. But so anyway, I couldn't find the neutral, but I just hooked it up the way they had it.
Yeah, I picture. Here's what I picture. I picture a blazing inferno and the little quote like a meme. I was assuming. Yeah, I can see a blazing inferno. I was assuming. That's what this sounds like. I'm a little worried now. You could do it in your house, James, because you know the American system. But I'm worried about, are you screwing something up if you don't know the Australian system?
No, because I put it back better, because they had things wired together with duct tape. And
They
plus,
did. It was
plus,
friggin' unbelievable.
yeah, and the Aussies are crazy. They don't care about electrical fire hazards. They don't even have electrical boxes for their connections. They're just dangling behind the wall, and that's that. So they obviously they don't care about the dangers of electricity. They just.
We do, but I don't know what happened here. Whether someone was.
But I looked. But yeah, people said online on Reddit and stuff that there's no requirement to have it in a box. And you go to Bunnings and they sell no electrical boxes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You go where? Bunnies? What's that? You said Bunnings?
Bunnings is like our Lowe's or Home Depot.
Let me get that. Bunnings. Did I get that right? Bunnings. That's the Australian equivalent. Yeah. That's okay. To Lowe's or Home Depot. That's your hardware store.
DevPike.
I am live.
We're behind in a lot of things, Chris Stubbs. Yes, you are.
Why are you reading the chat? We talk to me. To hell with the yes. Australia's like Africa. We understand. No, but okay. How old is this house that you live in?
It's full of asbestos. I mean, so anyway, so I put things back together.
How old is this house?
Well, can I finish my sentence first?
Oh, your house in Waynesboro was born in 1951. You told us 1,000 times. What year was this house built?
It's the same age, is it?
It's yours?
Yeah.
I think it's 1949 or 1950.
Okay. So a little older, a couple years older. But I used they don't have wire nuts here, but they have some other kind of connection. I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like a wire nut.
You're talking about those twisty things you put the wires.
Yeah, but they don't have them.
They don't have those. What do they use? No. How do you put the wires together?
Well, they have fucking bloody duct tape.
Are you fucking? Well, is it at least electrical tape? Electrical tape or
No,
No, this one time it wasn't.
It was
I was
legit-
very shocked.
wire
Okay.
nuts? You know those
That's
twisty
really
things you put two wires and twist. They don't have the twisty wire
They
nuts.
don't have the twisties. No, they
And
don't
they,
exist here.
they don't even use electrical tape. Do they have electrical tape? This is
They're
copy.
very-
They do
Wow.
have electric
They're very
tape.
backwards when it comes to electricity, and
Wow.
it seems like anybody can be an electrician as long as you have the Cert 3 card, you know. But me, I can't because I don't have this little card. But you got to have this card to be able to wire these, to duct tape these wires together, you know. So I got to go to TAFE and get this card.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
come back to America, buy a bunch of supplies, ship them back, just so you can do the job, right?
I was saying
Yeah.
maybe that's something that you can bring into the
Oh,
country.
yeah.
Import it.
I'll import the
little
wire.
boxes.
Yeah, the little boxes, the wire nuts, we'll import them. But the bloody Sparkies here aren't going to want to do the extra work. They just want to throw the wires behind the wall and say the hell with it. And they're going to be like, "What are you doing, Mike? You want me to use
Right.
it? Yeah, you want me to use these boxes? Or are you nuts?" So
By the way, DevPike has a very serious question. Dumb, turn over and show us your ass. DevPike wants to see your backside, Dumb.
I don't know if I can do that on YouTube. I mean, you make it a
Yeah, don't do it. I've seen it. I'd love to see it again, but it's not the same, on the internet. I seeing it in real life is much, much better.
Yeah, just keep your underwear on and then do it that way. Yeah.
Well, you might see my massive balls though.
I've already seen them. They were impressive, but not as impressive. They were comparable to my, like, we're about the same height. Our balls are about the same size. We did the comparison. So, yeah.
That was a terrible take.
So basically, Donna, if you're cool with his measurements, you'll be fine with mine. I want to put that out there. Okay.
But yes, she measured me.
Height. I measured his height.
Yeah, against
Okay,
the wall.
when you come back, she's got to measure me. She can measure Brother Click if she wants.
I'll
Donna,
measure
we're
height.
going in the back. You measure me top to head to toe, whatever you want to measure. We'll compare. Okay.
And she said I was between 6'1".
Yeah, but this is a country. They don't have, what do you call it? Electrical wire nuts. I don't think their centimeter rulers are accurate. Okay.
Well, they go by millimeters, and then we had to convert it into the computer.
Okay, so there's a problem with conversion. So when you come back, did you bring?
Closer.
Did you at least? Hey, Dom, did you send any of your tools? Seriously, any of your tools to Australia? Any American tape measures?
Only my Meg light. That's not really a tool, so no, I didn't bring anything over.
You should have brought like a tape measure at least, because you're still an American. You're still going to think in inches and feet. You should have brought your tape
No.
measure.
As well. On our tape measures, we have millimeters and
No,
centimeters.
we have the same, but it's much smaller. It doesn't come in intuitively. What I'm saying is you should have brought an all-American inches and feet first, centimeters kind of. You should have brought, even for your own sake, if you're thinking, okay, I want to put a light switch here, let me measure it out. You should have brought a tape measure, an American tape measure. I'm a little surprised.
Well, I wanted to bring a lot of things, but it's prohibitive. It costs prohibitive. I can't.
So
I
you brought the Wizard of Oz, but you didn't bring a fucking tape measure. I'm like, what?
I bought very little, really.
Just send like 3 boxes.
Well, I just sent one big one, and she had to pay the import fees because I don't have the proper visa to get an exemption of the import fees.
That's our tape measure.
Yeah, I can't make heads or tails. Dumb,
So the top part is inches.
you need an all-American tape measure, Dumb. This is stupid. Like ours would have in red 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. It would tell you the feet in the red, so it's like inches and feet
That's
first.
right.
So yeah, you need to
Yeah. Yeah, so this one, not all of them are like this though.
But this
But,
one has inches.
Yeah,
and
this one
feet
has
on it.
inches at the top, and then it has centimeters at the bottom.
Yeah, centimeters and.
So what
and
is
then
that red? The red 10, red 20. What does that mean? 10, 20?
That is. So this one 10 and 20. These are centimeters.
Okay, an American tape measure might have centimeters on the bottom, but would have inches and it would have like 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. So Dumb, you need an American tape measure. I mean, come on.
Look, that says 1 foot there, right?
Okay. Well, then have them stand up and measure them then.
You want me to measure you one?
Well, I'm 5'9". She's just trying to cover for me and say them.
No, I'm 5'9". You're like 5'11". I'd give you 5'11" tops.
All right. Well, on my driver's license does say 5'11", but that was when I was 16. I never changed it. But
Oh, so you had a
last
growth
two times
spurt. Okay, so between the ages of 16 and 44, you had a major growth spurt and didn't shrink at all. Okay.
I assume 16 to 18 or something. I don't know. But yeah, two different nurses at the doctor's office said I was 6 foot and 1/4. So I would believe them, but they also said I was 6'2" a couple times. But I think I had my boots on. But anyway, so I told you guys in chat the other day, or I think it was yesterday, but she helped me get my driver's license, New South Wales driver's license.
Wait,
and
already? You've only been there how long have you been there? 10 days or so?
Yeah, we were very shocked because
16 days.
Yeah, I thought I didn't have the right passport. Oh, so anyway,
Visa.
yeah, visa. And even on the bank's website, it said, sorry, we cannot accept 601 tourist visa to open an account. But then when we went there and asked them, they're like, oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Well,
And then it was
I'm sorry, did you have to take another driving test or a written test for New South?
No, because they have an agreement between the states, and just like all these going to go there and get one. I was able to get the car license and the motorcycle license, but she said I can come back to do the the truck driver stuff later if I so choose, and I won't have to wait.
Okay, Dom, stop. Let's get American for a minute. What endorsements did you have on your Pennsylvania license? You were a
I
CDL,
had them all except for the school
A,
bus.
B, C, DOT. What'd you have? Go. Donna might understand. Tell me, what'd you have? American one.
Yeah, I had the A, M, T, and X.
You also had a boat license too, right? Or no?
No, I didn't have it. No.
So you had motorcycle, car. You had the whole CDLs, ABC, and the DOT. Okay, what did you get in New South Wales? You got just car and motorcycle.
Motorcycle. Yeah.
But not.
Yeah,
truck.
but she said I could come back, and so I think I had to go through truck driving school, is what she was saying.
Yeah.
And I have to take tests and actual driving tests to get, and then I'll have the heavy combination.
Yeah, there was different combinations, light rigid. Chris Stubbs would know.
Yeah.
Rigid.
But the great thing is, normally when you have a new license in New South Wales, you have to wait so many years to graduate to these different classes. But because I already had the American version, all I need to do is take these tests, and voila, I get to drive a tractor trailer in Australia. So, but I have to wait until
I thought you said you don't want to go back to being a trucker.
Well, I want it as an option.
Okay.
I'd rather not.
Do they call them tractor trailers, or what do they call them there?
Are they dog and truck or prime mover? And
they call them weird things
like Chris Stubbs, what do they call the dog and truck?
Yeah, they call them like tipper trucks for like the dump truck, the big dump truck trailers. They call those tippers, and but I think you call them
semi-trailer. Is that what it's called?
Maybe semi-trailer. Yeah.
She's doing. They think I'm going to fart on you.
Dom has no idea what about this trucky stuff. Well, Chris, tell me then, because
they think you have no idea I'm about to fart on you.
Brat, building up with brat.
That's what DBF. Have you been hanging out with DBF?
Yeah, I don't know what brat means, but anyway, so that was good news. And I thought I needed like a bridging visa, right to work, and all like this. And no, I was able to get these things, and I even told them I was straightforward. I was like, I'm a foreigner. I have a visitor visa. I said, and they're like, yeah, no problem.
Well, James, let me ask you: Have you ever heard a song, James? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Okay, we know the American version, but it was originally an Australian song. Did you know that? Donna can tell you the original version was Australia. Yeah, Johnny Cash did a cover. Lucky Star did a cover. They Americanized it, but the original version was by a guy named Jeff Mack, and it was Australian. You made me think of it because you want to be a truck driver. The original version of "I've Been Everywhere, Man" was by I was humping my bluey on the dusty Unadata road when along came a semi. If you're going to Unadata, mate, with me you can ride. Climbed in the cab, settled down inside. I've been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolooba, Newmore, Mukchur, Kilmore. Yes, it was originally an Australian song. I just wanted to share it with you.
All right. Yeah,
that's the original. The very original version from like the 1950s was by Jeff Mack in Australia. It was all a bunch of Australian places, and then an American did a version. He Americanized it, but yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, working class.
You know the American version, not the original Australian version. Interesting.
Yeah, I know the American version. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, not you asshole. I'm talking to your Australian girlfriend here.
Well, I'm trying to listen to her and you and read the chat at the same time. It's too much. We should have
Ignore the
chat
chat.
off.
If there's anything in chat we're talking about, I'll put it up on screen. Otherwise, ignore it.
Dom has barely any hair. You know what, DevPike? You come on, you tell me that to my face.
Fine. He actually I gotta take a piss. He actually wants to come on and talk to you. And I know by the way, one thing real quick. On my Discord, I had this old server that I started back when some time ago, Cassandra and a few others wanted me to get on Discord. So I got on Discord, created this coffee house a long time ago. For shits and giggles, I invited you two and I invited DevPike. And I think you guys are now keeping my server active because you guys were having a nice conversation in my, my Discord. He was asking about his coffee shop barista girl or whatever. Or
And by the way, I'm the only one who noticed that she has herpes on her lips right here. And you can pull up the picture, OC, and zoom it in. And she's got a bit of herpes right here. It's very disgusting. All right. I don't recommend him dating her. You mean coffee house girl? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Donda had herpes.
If she sucks his pee-pee, he's gonna have herpes on his pee-pee.
I mean, it doesn't matter that Donda has herpes because you already have him. You're talking about the coffee shop girl. Okay.
No, I had an STD test. I did not have it. I had nothing. So.
Oh, can you show us your New South Wales license? But you can cover up the address, but I mean, the address is Donna's house, I'd imagine, correct?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to get sent to me in a week to 3.
All right. Well, I want you to come back, show your old Pensy license next to cover up the address, your New South. We'd like to see the juxtaposition of Pennsylvania, USA versus New South Wales, Australia. We'd love to see that.
Yeah. Kind of similar. They're both like the same.
I can't remember what yours.
Well, we want to see it. We don't want to take your word for it. We want to see it. Yeah.
All right. So, but a meat pie, yeah, I've only had one meat pie. I didn't really care for it.
But I think it had. Did it have potato with it as well? Was it a potato?
I don't know. I also had a kebab or whatever.
Kebab.
Kebab.
Yeah, he had a kebab.
Kebab. Okay.
And that wasn't very good either.
Are you saying kebab? Are you saying kebab like shish kebab? You're saying kebab. You pronounce it kebab.
It's kebab. It's like meat and like tabbouleh and
But that was tabbouleh. Tabbouleh.
You don't know what tabbouleh is.
What's tabbouleh?
Okay. Can I spell it for you in the show?
Yeah.
Hold on.
James, did you know what tabbouleh was beforehand? Tabbouleh. Do we have?
It's meat and vegetables on a metal skewer, right?
That's a kebab.
That's a kebab. That's a shish kebab.
Okay. Yeah, Unwanted is back.
A doner kebab here.
Unwanted, you're too young to be giving up like this. Todd would tell you to keep trying until you're. Oh wait, what did he say?
He's over 20. Well, he says he's nearing his mid-20s. He might not be 23 yet. He's still a little too young. You're right. He's on that cusp. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But he's one of the people I agree with. I relate with him more than anybody else I've talked to here. So him and yeah.
But these youngsters should keep trying until they're late 30s at least, 40 maybe.
Well, hey, you made it at 44, but you're just a failed normie. Some of these ugly spurgs don't have the same opportunities that you do.
Well, but they have such a poor self-image of this. Look at Todd. He waxes Rhapsodic about how ugly he is, but he's not. And so this unwanted man, he might not even be so unwanted. He might not be so ugly. He just has. It's like a
look. If the girls don't want to trip the light fantastic with him, then he might be shit out of luck. I'm gonna take a piss, get another beer, then I'll give the link. You, brother, Click will hold the fort in my absence.
I'll do my very best.
We'll see. Sorry for ignoring you, but yeah, we were having a conversation. You could have butted in at any time. OC talks too much, so you need to assert your opinions.
Assert your dominance.
Well, he's very excited to contact the two of you.
Well, and you guys were happy to talk to Thomas White yesterday. I gotta go back and watch it then, but I did get to talk to him a little bit in the chat. But I wanted to. There's some answers that I wish he would answer, and I wish OC would have been more tougher on him. Yeah.
So give us some example. It was interesting to talk to someone new, but what would you like to know? What are you talking about?
How old is his roasted girlfriend? Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to know. Yeah.
Yeah, he won't say, he won't come clean. Show your face, and then what's his opinion on Western Decline being the putz that he is, and and saying oh, society sucks and I ain't gonna work, and why should I work? Fuck you. And now he's working and he bought a brand new motorcycle. It's like he he keeps changing with the wind, and no one ever said. I'm trying to call him up on his bullshit, and then Thomas White just cowtails to him because whatever, they're buddies or whatever. And I want to know, what I want to know.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, what I want to. Anyway, I think OC and you could have been harder on him, trying to get the answers to things.
Yeah, no, it sounded like he had it pretty good. He had a decent paying job. He was able to buy a house. I don't know what the hell went wrong or what his problem was, but he seemed like he was doing well.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be selling his house like I am, I guess. So
who knows?
Yeah.
I guess he'll move. I mean, he'll move in with his girlfriend, or I don't know, live out of a van. But anyway.
Well, that was kind of my plan. Yeah, why not? It's cheap,
Yeah.
So.
All right then.
Well, how comes you and OC are so terrible at cooking on the grill? Why was everything so burnt? I mean, you cook for a living.
Well, the hamburgers are right.
We're still new.
Here's the excuses.
I mean, I basically heat stuff up. I don't cook it, but it's a learning process.
Well, because you can't cook a steak right over the flames. You burn it on the outside and it's raw on the inside. And you can also use tin foil. There's things you can do. You guys act like you never grilled before in your lives.
James,
you made a mess.
You're going to have to post some videos. Do some grilling.
Okay, well, you made a mess out there. Did he clean it up, Percy, or did you have to?
I think the mess is still there.
The mess?
Oh, still there. Okay. All right.
What mess?
That stuff that was left in the grill.
Oh, yeah. I'll throw it in a garbage bag tomorrow, yeah.
Well, at least you cleaned out the tinfoil things, but you could have even cooked in the tinfoil things and kept it protected from burning. You got to protect it from the flames, you see?
Not really. I love the grill taste. When you put it in tinfoil, you get
lighter
that
fluid taste. Come on now.
Well, no, that's when you fuck up. I wasn't there when the grill started. Had I been there at the beginning, you wouldn't get that taste. The burgers were okay. The steaks were ruined. I actually want to chop up the chicken and add barbecue sauce. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Dev, I haven't done your recipes yet, but I do want to do them.
What are you talking about? Recipes? What recipes? What are you talking about?
On your server. Also, why so much meat? Just way too much. I think you like it.
It's kind of pissing me off. Might be time to boot them. All right. There's not much
I think Denmark guy was concerned about your how much meat you were eating.
Totem said it was okay.
And I think you didn't understand what we were talking about with the corn. You leave the corn in the husk and everything. How it comes in the store, like in the green stuff in the husk, you throw that whole thing onto the grill.
Really? Well, I've never grilled corn. I've always shucked it and put it in a pot and boiled it.
Yeah, so like Chris was trying to tell you yesterday, you leave it, you don't husk it, and he's absolutely right. You just leave it how it is, how you buy it, and you chuck it on the grill. I don't know, 20 minutes or something, and it's great. It's like
do you rotate it or what?
I don't. Maybe
we should get a Weber.
Yeah, maybe you can flip it once, but I don't even know if that's necessary.
And then you shuck it afterwards or what?
Yeah, you shuck it afterwards. Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
All right, 20 minutes on the grill as is, and then shuck it after. Okay.
A coworker of mine told me that you shuck it 90%. You leave the last little layer on, and then you boil it. That keeps the moisture in. So I've heard this idea of not fully shucking it. You're saying don't shuck it at all.
Don't shuck it at all. And how I found out about this because one of my brothers, he told me just throw it on the grill. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. That was great. It's basically steamed in its moisture and its huskiness and all that. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad I learned. I would never think to do that, to put a whole ear of corn on the grill. Okay, so how you acting like you're some kind of grilling genius if you didn't know it either? Don't look at me funny like that, asshole.
Well, I'm sharing the knowledge that I got to you. So I'm trying to help you out, but
I want to address something. Unwanted here says he needs to get a voice changer. What are you so afraid of? Tell him, dumb. Even if you don't want to show your face, you don't need to change your voice. No one watches this. No one cares.
No one gives a shit about us.
It's not that big a deal. Exactly.
People knew my address now for how many years? No one gives a shit. OC's the only one who came over. Todd, he doxed himself how many times? No one gives a shit. No one but me came up there, and so all you are is talking on the internet. No one cares.
No one cares. Exactly. Unwanted's got to get over his hang up. I'd love to talk to him. He sounds interesting. I'd love to talk to him, but forget bass. He's afraid to share his real voice. Like, come on, man. No one gives a shit about your voice. Come on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, even Thomas White doesn't give a shit about his voice. But yeah, unless you're like
making fun of me more than they already. You sound like DevPike now. DevPike won't show his face. People are going to make fun of my ugly face. Well, this is a space, a coffee house no one knows about, filled with ugly dudes. No, they're going to make fun of my face. Unwanted takes it to the next level. They're going to make fun of my voice. Like, Christ, this is like,
This is a space.
You're right there, man.
Yes.
Hey, what does AM mean?
Where? Here? AM what?
On Rafterman's.
Yeah, it says AM.
What are you talking
I don't
about?
know. Okay, maybe nobody can see it, but
Yeah, I can see it.
okay. All right, never mind.
I can't. AM, where does it say AM?
But yeah, someone did call the cops on me. Tonum is right when they were concerned about me or something. But
who was that? We ever figure out who that was? Or
no, but yeah. So, but anyway, no one really cares unless you got a lot of money or you're an attractive woman. No one really. Yeah, you're gonna get some kind of stalker.
I would never call the police on someone. That was not me. I'm the sort of guy who would call Timmy Hose and say my name is Rowan. Anyway, let's take.
Was that you then?
I didn't call the police on you. No, that was not me.
No, but did you?
But were you the one who called the Timmy?
Was it you?
Well, no, I'm not confirming or denying. All I can say is I would never call the police. I have no knowledge of police. Washington Township Police. I can swear police. Nothing. As far as calling the Timmy Hose and Amherst saying my name is Rowan or my buddies Todd and James there. Well, yeah.
So, I wonder if Todd knows this.
We still don't know. We don't. I swear, we don't know who called the police. We have no idea. We might have a suspect for who called, claiming to be Rowan at the. Yeah. Okay. You remember that? Yeah. Okay. Well, here.
Is Todd out there? Todd needs to come on.
Here's the next best thing. Danny DevPike wants to say hi.
Hello. What do you think about Thomas White? He's very suspect. What does he have to say about the black? What is this person that has all these girlfriends? I had a Russian woman, bro, at the church. And then I had another girlfriend, and then I had another girlfriend. What is it? What relationship? What relationship does he have with people in the black pill? What great insight?
When he was on yesterday, if we're going to talk too much shit about him,
I'll just talk shit about him to his face.
I want to say something. 50-50. You have some good points, Dev. I agree. By
the way, also I'm calling you out because you said nothing.
Well, hold on.
So why didn't you say anything?
Oh well, I'm going to answer.
If you're black-pilled, where is it?
Can you let me answer the fucking question? Can you shut the fuck up for a minute? I remember when I first brought Xenesis on, you bashed him. What is this Chad?
And then I reversed it immediately.
Right. So you're a bit quick to judge people. The point is, I bring different folks on regardless. Like I brought Chad Preet Xenesis on. I brought Numbnuts DUM and his beautiful Morticia girlfriend on. And I decided to bring Thomas White on because he was talking to us about his. So I bring different types on. And I remember thinking to myself, well, you knocked Xenesis. Then now you guys.
Okay, but I reversed it with it.
You guys got a great bromance. I want to bring someone on at least once, see what they have to say, and then you can make a decision. So had I not brought Xenesis on, had I said Xenesis is a Chad Preet, screw him, you wouldn't have your bromance with him. If I brought him on once, Thomas White, just because you Starlings are always talking about him. So yeah, so what's the point? You're criticizing me for bringing him on, just like you criticized me for bringing Xenesis on. But you guys, you're butt buddies with Xenesis now. So yeah,
you can bring him on. But you're cognizant. You know what's going on while it's occurring. While he keeps on saying, "I've got another girlfriend," Then you say, "Hang on a minute. You've had all these girlfriends. What do you have to say about? What insight do you have about the black pill if you've got all these experiences and then also the social experiences? You don't even have anything to do. He can't shed any light on it at all. He hasn't experienced. He has no relation to it whatsoever. So
No, and
why am I listening to him?
I nominally
Give me a reason to listen to him on it.
we can ask Donna and Mr. Donna the opinion. No, but I don't. Not everyone I bring on is a black pill person. Like I bring on Donna here, so I bring on different folks who want to come on to talk to about whatever, and you can make your own decision about them, like just like you did with Genesis. So what? Me bringing Thomas White on once is some grave sin. I don't understand what the
You can
complaint
bring
is.
him on. You can bring him on. Then you ask critical questions while he's on. While he's on,
Okay, well,
put him on the spot.
Tell you what.
Put
Next
him on the
time,
spot.
I would love to have him and you on. You guys, you can ask.
No,
whatever
you
want.
already
No,
had
no.
one chance.
I
You
just like
listened to
sit back
this
and
clown
watch.
for an hour.
Well, let's
You
ask.
listened to this clown.
Let's ask Dumb and Donda what they think.
You listened for an hour and didn't do anything over and over again. I've got this girlfriend. Okay, you're sitting there like a lemon. Do something. Do something. Why are you sitting there going? So ask him the question then. So OC has no ability to think in real time and say, "Hang on a minute, this guy's a clown."
Absolutely not. I have no ability to think in real time. All I can tell you, the one thing I can do that you're still struggling with is I can't give you undivided attention when I have other people here. Dumb understands that. Look at him in Morticia. You still don't get it. I can't give 100% attention to one person. So I'm talking to Denmark guy. I'm talking to Thomas White. It was like a dual interview. Okay. James, why don't you talk to Danny? Because I can't think in real time.
I don't want undivided attention. I want you to just ask questions critically while the tape's rolling, not after the event. No, during the time.
Channel.
You guys won't come out. You're just sitting there silently. I feel like he doesn't understand taking turns. I like DevPike. I agree with some of the things he says. He doesn't understand taking turns. You've been silent. Go ahead. You have the floor.
I just wanted to know whether did Thomas White start out as a black pill channel? I've only seen.
OC just hasn't watched him because he positions himself as.
That's correct. I know nothing about Thomas White. I asked him about his channel. He kept saying it might get banned pretty soon. The Starling's going about him. I had no idea who he was. I have no idea what his channel is or isn't. I have no idea. Yes, I've never watched him. I thought I made that clear yesterday.
So you know even less about him because I might get banned soon. He's been streaming for 2 years. He's been streaming for 2 years. I might get banned soon. Okay, what does that mean? You've been doing the same content, doing the same lives for 2 years the same way. I might get banned soon. How long is soon then? In his terms, it's years. Okay. I wouldn't take anything Thomas White says with any.
That's fine. I know nothing about Thomas White. It was just, hi, how are you? You want to come on? Donda, I'd love to hear from you. You're asking, I know nothing about Thomas White's channel. Was he a black pill? I don't even know who or what he's supposed to be. So go ahead, Donna.
No, I was just wondering whether that's how he started out. And if that's how he started out and he's had girlfriends.
He's had girlfriends. I was still trying to figure out his whole housing situation. He still was kind of vague about that. And then Denmark guy came on first. If you recall, I had Denmark guy on first. I give both my guests equal credence. Denmark guy apparently was a big fan of Thomas White and asked a bunch of questions. So I'm just sort of like, okay, I have no idea who Thomas White is. First time I've ever interacted with him. So I can't answer any of your questions about that. But go ahead. I'll bring Danny on in a minute. But go ahead. What do you want to? Dumb James, does James know? Does James know Thomas White?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he interviewed me like a year ago, and I like Thomas White. It's just I liked Western Decline at first, but it's just they're too much with the white nationalist stuff. They're too. I have some criticisms. I have some criticisms, and they always talk about Jews and stuff, and it's really annoying. But
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and
like heavy on those.
It's really bizarre, but no, yeah. So you got some valid criticisms as well. That's why. But I just wish that we would have went on yesterday, like you and if we because he might be watching now instead of us shit talking him or something behind his back. But yeah, I have some.
I'll do it live now.
And that's the thing. I'm not trying to shit talk him or praise him. I didn't even know the guy. Okay, you want to come on, talk about what you want to talk about? Him and Denmark guy. It's like meeting someone for the first time. So Danny's upset that I didn't call him out on something. Danny, I agree with a lot of your criticism.
Do research.
We're Where'd Donna go? Without a chick here, this gets very, very boring. Bring
I
back.
just-
It's dumb who I've met in real life.
Yeah.
And some pretentious Englishman. Okay, don't walk away, Morticia. We need you.
Do the research.
I'm here.
Lurch, do the
Yeah,
research. Lurch, do the
yeah,
research. Lurch,
yeah, I
do the
listened to a
research.
lot.
I'm
Look,
cousin
do the
Nick, but
research.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Lurch, do the research.
I
Lurch, do
listened
the
to a
research.
lot of Thomas White, and like I said, he interviewed me, and I hope he gets to interview you sometime as well.
Now, it's actually on a side note. Thomas White was naming all these obscure. I said, he's telling me all these people he interviewed. This guy, that guy. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? So I asked him. I said, who would you like to interview? Who have you not interviewed yet that you'd like to? Do you know what his answer was? He's naming all these obscure people he interviewed. I asked him, who would you like to interview that you haven't? And I was shocked by his answer. I was shocked. Someone I've interviewed over a dozen times. Destroyed by Foids. No shit. He said he'd love to talk to DBF of all people. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
I hope
I'm
he
thinking to
asks.
myself, I've never heard of half these people he's interviewed. He's going to name some super obscure dude. No, DBF. We had our falling out, but DBF's been on this channel like 12, 13, 14 times. I'm like, of all the people you want to interview DBF, okay. What do you think about that, Danny? Now you can talk. What do you think about that, Donna? That was the guest that got away. His unicorn was DB fucking F. Okay, destroyed by Foot. All right.
DBF was whose unicorn that got away? Mine. No way. You talking about yours or mine?
Neither, you asshole. Pay attention. I asked Thomas White. Thomas White's going on about all these people he interviewed. I've never heard of any of them. And I said, well, who would you like to interview that you've never interviewed before?
DBF. Right.
So that's DBF. And I was like, what? I was like, okay.
So this reveals his intellect. Zero. Nada. Not interested. Idiot. That's it. It's over.
And yes, my breakup with DBF was sad, but it wasn't my fault. He initiated it all. It was him. He decided we weren't in love anymore. He wanted a divorce. So don't blame me, Chris. You got to talk to DBF. That wasn't my fault. Hey. But anyway.
I'm not interested in him. He has nothing interesting to say.
Yeah,
He gormlessly stares into a camera. Not
I-
interesting. In a self-absorbed, like 17-year-old woman kind of way. It's ridiculous. His position is pathetic. It's like he's trapped in a teenager's body, but he's 75 years, well, however old he is. It doesn't make sense. It's pure solipsism, pure egotism.
Yeah,
That was our word of the day yesterday, solipsism.
it's funny.
Yeah.
The guy's insane in not a good way. And it's insane in a boring way. The worst possible insane. The most boring insane. There's no energy. It's just a boring, monotonous slog. Him eating his donuts it's ridiculous. I don't. There's no level of entertainment that he. I don't get it. Anyway, Thomas White's is just fake. That's it.
Well, I wonder if Thomas White wants to interview This is just purely my thinking out loud.
clickbait. Yeah.
Yeah, clickbait. So he will show that he's a black pillar, and
So then we go on to the fact that he's fake again.
and then they'll get
It's the same issue
the
again.
boyos talking about voids. And
Yeah, but it's
blah,
but it's
blah,
fake
blah.
again, isn't it? It's just another level of fake.
Well, actually,
Clickbait.
in fairness, brother Click can share. I'm more than happy to talk to anyone. You don't have to be a black pillar or a spurg or whatever. I'll talk to anyone who wants to talk. I might not agree with them, but I've always had I can talk. So I don't understand what Danny's complaint is. I like DevPike. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people, look at me, unmute your mic. A lot of people knock DevPike. They say, why do you have DevPike on? I like DevPike, but DevPike is doing the same sort of thing. We can't hear you, assholes. They don't have a conversation without us. What I was trying to say is I've got all sorts of people who come on. I guess Danny doesn't like a guest. How dare I take him on? Dumb. Now you're pissing me off. Why are you muting your mic? Morticia.
I'll be back.
You bastard!
I think they were bad mouthing me. They were bad mouthing me, obviously, but I don't care. It doesn't matter.
But anyway,
I'm-
Oh no,
I'm-
he was
in
he
regards,
was saying, does he want breakfast? Do I want breakfast? And I said, oh, I'm okay for the minute. And then are you gonna go make brekkie?
wait,
Why would you need to do
he
that?
said, wait, he said he brought you breakfast in bed. Now you didn't make it
I
yet.
was
What the hell is
supposed
that?
to. I was supposed to, but it was just coffee. But then if we started doing this, and so interrupted my
Coffee and
plans,
TV, blur. Sing it. Let's see. Coffee
No,
and
I got a
TV.
better song. I got a better song. Yeah. Now she's gone, and I'm left with her friends, out with her friends, with lips full of passion and coffee in bed. Black, black, black coffee in bed. That's the squeeze. Black, black, black coffee in bed. Wait. Look at me, Morticia. Look at me, you bitch. I'm over here. Eyes over.
I'm sorry. Eyes on OC.
Eyes on the prize.
one of those bitches is gonna get some more coffee.
Black, black, black coffee in bed, lips full of passion and coffee in bed to squeeze. Anyway, no, my brother has a theory about Thomas White. I didn't mind talking to him.
Okay.
Anyone's welcome. What's your theory?
Yeah, he said his channel was gonna get banned or whatever. So he just wanted to go somewhere else where he could be heard. So he's just
Right, he wanted an outlet because he's afraid his channel might go bye-bye. So he's just trying to make the rounds. And I was happy to talk to him. Even if I don't agree with someone, I'm happy to talk to different people. DevPike, according to you, Danny, I shouldn't be talking to DUM or Donna because they're living happily ever after now. So what? I'm supposed to
Wrong.
no,
Crazy.
no. You've hinted.
Pathetic assumption.
You've hinted, even though you like Donna's advice on Coffee Girl, and yes, on my Discord server, you and Donna and DevPike, you guys are talking, does she like me or not? You're still in that. You've pretty much implied before that I should just get rid of DUM because he's got a girlfriend now. You've told me this. I'm pretty sure. Let's be honest.
Or is he misinterpreting?
When did I say you should get rid of him? I said he might fly away. You're embellishing a story with no facts whatsoever, zero logic.
It was on. No, listen. It was on.
More garbage.
No, it was on my Discord server. I was talking to you and DUM and Cassandra all at once, and I told you I'm a little overwhelmed here. And you said to me, "Well, dump DUM. He left us for a girl." And I'm like, dude. So I understand. Even though I might not, I can disagree with people. I disagree with you sometimes, Danny, and sometimes, like we have to say, I'm not just going to reject someone flat out.
Maybe as a joke I said
like
that in a flippant manner, which you've taken out of context, like a poor newspaper journalist.
Okay, maybe I misinterpreted. That happens sometimes. But I mean, in a sense, what you're saying about Thomas White, you can argue about DUM. DUM is a lot like Thomas White.
Look at Thomas White's content. You haven't done.
Has a girlfriend, has several girlfriends, owns a house, trying to sell a house. There's a lot of similarities between these, even DBF, the three of them, DUM, DBF, and Thomas.
Your position
White.
is really poor. You've not done the research. You don't know about Thomas White. Look at his 500 videos.
I will concede that. I never met the guy before. All I know about him is that from time to time, starlings like to mention Thomas White. I know nothing about him. I've said that. I even said it to him on the stream yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you talk.
So do the research.
Okay. Well,
your position is predicated.
You can enlighten us. Donna, go ahead. Donna, go.
Well, I don't watch Thomas White. I think I've seen maybe 3 streams when he's been talking to Western Decline.
I can unmute my mic, asshole.
What?
Go ahead, Donna. I was trying.
So I don't know much about him, but when Thomas White, I didn't see the whole stream yesterday with OC and him talking because I was doing DIY with James. But when he was saying that he had a girlfriend, and I was like, oh, okay, because I thought it was a black pill channel. And then I was like, well, hold on, how does that sit, together if you have a girlfriend? And then he said he was going to probably move in with her. I thought,
hold on. Again, I know nothing about Thomas White, just that people mention him.
Well,
the vibe I got off of him was that he was what they called a red pillar. I never got a black pill vibe. He struck me very much as a red pillar from start to finish. Now, Danny is upset that I brought a red pillar on, or is Danny implying that I thought a red pillar was a black pillar? He struck me very much as a red pillar, but what's the problem with me having different people on?
I don't think there's anything. Well, sorry, go Dev, because he's talking.
It's not just you're making a distinction that doesn't exist. I'm not even sure whether does he self certificate himself as a red pillar then? Okay, but it's not just the one girlfriend. Look at the narrative that I don't know whether Donna missed it, but the catalogue of girlfriends he was mentioning the Russian woman in the church. The other,
But again, your buddy Xenesis has had girlfriends and flings before, but yeah,
but he's a Chad. Thomas White is claiming that he's in this area talking about the black pill and has some kind of enlightenment about.
Again, in fairness to Thomas White, I'd never met him before, didn't do any research. I got the impression he was more of a red pillar. I don't think he ever said anything about the black pill, but I got a red pill vibe. He's basically a normie who wants to stop working and not have a family. He thinks it's a waste, but he was successful with women, successful in life. I never got a black pill, ugly Spurg vibe. I got the vibe that he was a red pillar. That's what I thought he was. It's what I picked up on.
Totem just said something. Pulled it up. How can you be a black pillar and have a girlfriend? How does the two?
It doesn't work.
Actually, no, it does work. Xenesis, according to Danny anyway, Xenesis hypothetically could be someone who gets a girlfriend. He's a Chad Preet or a Chad Light or whatever. But the whole backstory, if this is true, Xenesis in Austria, half Indian, half Austrian. He was ugly, then he got average, then he got really good looking, but he remembers what it's like to be ugly. So he could, use his good looks to a girlfriend, but he still has the knowledge of what it's like to be black-pilled. And I thought Danny would agree with that. So yes, you can be, in theory, be black-pilled if you go from being an ugly duckling to really, really good looking, but you remember what happened to you in the past and you know the truth about human nature. I thought you of all people, Danny, would agree with that because you and Xenesis are buddies now. So I'm confused.
That's true, but what you're missing is that also, your position is predicated on an impression of Thomas White over an hour, but then you've got all these lives that you've missed out. It doesn't work.
No, I'm not making any impression. I just met the guy. Nice.
The impression doesn't mean anything if you haven't done the research on the other videos.
I don't research anybody. I don't research anybody who's come on. I knew DUM before you ever came on. I was watching DUM. I didn't know anything about Donda. I met.
So it's a superficial impression. So it doesn't mean anything.
It's the same with you or your buddy Xenesis. I knew nothing about you guys. You came on. I mean, you want me to research?
But you do now because you've got the context.
Right.
You don't have the context about Thomas White.
Well, I didn't have the context of anybody the first time they came on.
True.
Just like you yourself, Danny, did not have the context of Xenesis. You're like, kick this Chad Preet off. He's a loser. He doesn't belong here. And then now you're the best of friends. So you're very reactionary. I don't have the knowledge of you when you first came on, or Xenesis when you first came on, or Donna when you first came on, or Thomas White when you first came on. What are you criticizing me for?
He's not going to go watch hours.
I'm not going to watch this shit. Yeah.
Thomas White showed up once. If he shows up again, great. We're not going to go out of our way to do any research.
Yeah. Just like Raymond, I tried to watch his video 3 hours. I said, fuck this. Yeah.
No, it's low effort. So what? Low effort. Same story as everyone else, bro. Not interested. So you're an idiot. That's what you're saying to me.
I am an idiot, yes. But
so there you go.
Well, actually, we should ask Totem his opinion. Totem, as you know, my first name is Anton. Anton. Totem has done a lot of research on me.
Maybe it's a good thing. But anyway, on that point, Xenesis, when I got the context, I realized that this guy is not the usual punching down Chad, which I was led to believe he was. So I changed my opinion.
Right. But that was after you got the context. When Xenesis first came on, you were like up in arms. Why'd you bring this good-looking guy on? He knows nothing about. So you were upset with me for bringing him on, and then you did a 180. Maybe you need context and time. And if you don't, even if you think Thomas White's an asshole, so what if I had him on once? What do you care who my guests are? I understand what James, Donna, why is Danny so upset? I don't understand.
I have a hatred for Thomas White, to be honest with you. I think he's really fake.
I didn't even know the fucking guy. I didn't even know him before.
I smell bullshit, and usually I'm right. The guy's fake.
You might be right. He might be full of shit. I don't know. I never met him before, but I said, let me bring him on. Just like I gave Xenesis a chance. I gave you, Danny, a chance. I gave Donda a chance. I gave the guy a chance. What's the problem?
Yeah, again, I'll go back to the sheer amount of lives he's got, which disproves you're giving him a chance. He's already outed himself.
Bussy Maestro raging about Thomas.
Bussy. I wish I could get Bussy.
The Bussy Maestro is
at all.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. No, but why haven't you tried my recipes? It's only been 24 hours, bro.
Exactly, it's only been 24 hours. I'm going to get the. I wanted to try pork belly.
I'll try it if you make it. I liked everything that she made so far.
Do they have? Do they? On a side note, do they have pork belly in Australia? Can you get real pork belly as we know it?
Very delicious. Yes.
Why wouldn't they have pork belly? They're a third world.
They apparently they don't have they don't have biscuits and they don't have electrical ties, electrical nuts. Who knows what they do or don't have there? Okay,
Maybe they have something better. Do you have Gorilla
We've
Tape?
got a
Gorilla
heavy
Tape's very
Asian
good.
influence. We've got a heavy Asian influence here, so we have all the Asian.
They're very close to Papua New Guinea, in case you didn't know.
Be careful,
could
dumb.
swim.
Dumb and Asian women is not a good combination. Not
Really?
Do we have cars in Australia? No, we have like the Flintstones cars where we have to.
The Flintstones.
Like,
That's good.
They do, but they're insanely expensive, and they drive on the bloody wrong side of the road like a bunch of morons. Yeah.
crazy Aussies.
Do you have Gorilla
They got
Tape?
everything. The light switches. You turn it up to turn it off, and you flip it down to turn it on. It's very bizarre. They're all backwards over here. Yeah.
But you,
I think
you do yours down, don't you, Danny, to turn it on?
Yeah, that's the best. That's the right way. America's backwards.
Ah, we're the backwards ones. Okay. Well, you drive on the right side of the road at least, don't you? No.
Yeah, but why don't you try and be an electrician if they only have a low bar to entry? You've got a lot of
Well, they
experience.
don't. You got to go through. You're not even allowed to do DIY electric. You got to have the certificate. But my point is that it's shoddy work. It's shoddy.
That means no. That's the point. That means the level is low in Australia. You could dominate with your superior intellect.
Like, well, you can't even get the supplies though. You can't even get the. I mean, unless they got some kind of electrical warehouse where they can get the stuff that we have.
You'll get to know the outlets. It'll be easy. It'll just be like in America. You just have to find the right outlet. Screwfix, bro. Just go Screwfix, right? No.
And then they have like different power points that can only take certain amperages. It's very weird. Unlike where we're at, they have 10 amp power points or receptacles, where our lowest one is 15. And so you'll literally burn up this receptacle. You'll catch it on fire if you put 15 amps on it. It's very. Why would you do that? Why would you have a 10 amp
for low amp usage, like a mobile phone charger, things like that, right?
Well, it should be universal 15 amps, in my opinion.
You should know this, bro. You're a Chad. You're an Australian Chad now.
Well, thank you.
You're going to go to Bondi Beach naked, and then with Donna, right?
Is swimsuits optional there?
I think you still have to wear swimsuits. There are some.
Okay, with Speedos on then. With tight pink Speedos.
Most people you don't want to see naked.
Tight pink Speedos, yeah? Right? Donna? Tight pink Speedos?
Yeah, there's a few.
On Bondi Beach. The Gold Coast, yeah?
When I walk away, it turns into a fucking abortion. I understand. Now, James, in England, like Australia, they drive on the left. They drive on the left in the UK, just like in Australia. They drive on the left, idiot. Once a jolly swag man camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolooba tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. We thought we could.
I just sang it with you, but you didn't hear it because you put me backstage. We could have had a duet then.
Oh,
yeah, she sounded very lovely.
Damn, I'm sorry. Well, sing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sing.
No.
All right, I'll bring Danny back.
We're going to do karaoke when we come over. We're going to.
Wait. James and I were supposed to sing, Frank and Nancy Sinatra, something stupid like I love you. I wanted to do that. That would have been great. We didn't get a chance to do that. Oh, well.
All right. Well, that's on the list, though.
That's on the list. Okay. All right. Let me know when you're coming over. I'll bring Danny back on. Danny's upset.
Can you sing a song for me? I've got a request. It's called When I Was 17 by Frank Sinatra.
No. I already sang one Sinatra song. I'm not going to sing a second one.
Very funny song. Why can't you show my pictures? my pictures of Raymond. What do you think of him now?
Oh,
This is
I'm
old
gonna
pictures of Raymond.
Danny has a few
This is-
pictures he wants me to share. I'll share
When
them.
he was younger.
Okay, quiet. And Dumb and Donda, you can comment on Danny's artwork. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
No, it's not artwork. It's just Raymond when he was younger. That's Raymond when he was young.
Wow. He looks.
I want OC to put up the picture
Put up the other one.
of your coffee girl, of your barista girl, and show
He looks good.
and show everybody the herpes.
Oh, damn. Oh.
This one, show this one. This is you as William Penn, as OC as William Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania. This is
I'm confused. I live in New Jersey. Dumb is from Pennsylvania. Shouldn't Dumb be William Penn? I don't understand why I'm William Penn, but okay.
You're the
No,
founder
I
of
live in
Pennsylvania. Right
Australia
there.
now.
That's funny as fuck. He's the founder of Pennsylvania.
Anyway, I got to be honest. No homo. Well, a little homo. If I were a faggot and you put a gun to my head and said, you got to spend the rest of your life with a dude, either Raymond or James, Raymond or James, Raymond or James, you pick one or the other. You should smile. I would pick James 1,000%. I can have my beer while he fixes my door. James, if it came down to you and Raymond, if I had to be a faggot and was one of the two of you, I would pick you over Raymond 1,000%. I want you to know that. And I'm actually dead serious with this. If I had to be a fag, I would pick you over Raymond 1,000%. So I don't know what Danny's trying to show us here. The pictures of a younger Raymond are just as ugly. Dumb, you can fix my door while I get drunk. Fuck Raymond. That's how I feel. If I had to be a faggot, James 1,000%.
But Xenesis, but Xenesis and me, you picked Xenesis, so.
Oh no, I think what I said was I'd rather have a one night stand. I'd rather have a one night stand with Xenesis. But as far as a long term relationship, you 1,000%. You 1,000%. You can fix my door and rewire my electricity while I lay in bed eating brekkie and getting drunk. In other words, Donda, you and I are a lot alike. I see your brilliance. Yeah.
There we go. We got it. Yep. He can do anything. He can do anything.
And now we're going to replace a window tomorrow.
Yeah.
There we go. She's putting to work. If we were faggots, I'd put you to work. Me and Raymond, all he'd want to talk about is the discourse of modern American woman. I'd be like, shut the fuck up, do something. James, I give you a shovel.
tried to, but
I would shut up. I would give you a shovel. You go to work. That's why you're much more sexy than Raymond will ever be. Anyway, Danny, what do you think? You're upset that I brought Thomas White on? What were we talking about? I forgot.
Yeah. Yes, I think Dev has some recipes he wants to share.
Oh yes.
And yes, it is very, very gay. Of course, I'm saying for a faggot, I'd go with Dumb over Raymond, 1,000%. By the way, James.
Gay the way you like it, Me Banks.
Right, Me Banks is only like an hour away from me. Danny's back. He's actually providing the picture you want to look at. I'll put him on in a minute. Do you think Kevin Me Banks?
yeah, he's in. No.
Can you guys shut up a minute? Do you guys think that we should meet up with Kevin Mebanks? He's closer than you are, if in Waynesboro. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
But I keep expecting a black guy to show up, but he's a white guy. You had him on before.
Yeah, he's white.
No,
Yeah.
Christ, that's Kevin Eubanks. You know who Kevin Eubanks is?
That's
Donna
the drummer
James.
from
No,
Jay Leno.
he was the guitarist from Jay Leno. Kevin Eubanks. So Mebanks' picture is Kevin Eubanks, black guy guitar player, Jay Leno's sidekick.
Jay Leno.
Mebanks. Jesus Christ! Oh my God.
Mr. Randy.
Dev, bring that. Where's that picture, Dev? You had a picture. I was bringing it up. That picture of the coffee house girl. Where's the picture?
You've got it loads. You've had it loads of times. Why do you need me to supply another picture of the same
An hour
picture?
later.
There we go. Okay, so where's the herpes?
Herpes woman.
Yeah.
Well.
Zoom in on her lips. Zoom it in on her lips.
Poor girl.
Yeah, zoom it in.
I don't know if I can. I can't zoom in on this one. I'll have to get my picture of her. I don't know how to zoom
Okay.
in.
Well, anyway, everybody out there, if you can zoom it in on her upper lip there, and then you can see the herpes spot. So be careful.
That's a beauty mark. That's a beauty
I
mark.
think it's a
Danny, is that there all the
Or a
time,
cold
or
sore.
is it just in that photo?
Well, there's an outbreak right there.
I don't get close enough to check.
Then when you hear again, when
Slaw
you see
season.
it, see if it's there when you see her in real
But
life.
there's outbreaks
Yeah,
though, and
there
then it
are.
goes away.
Yeah.
So she had an outbreak right now, and then she tried to cover up with a little bit of lipstick.
I
or
wouldn't
something.
mind breaking her out.
So you would risk getting herpes from a woman.
That's good wordplay. Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I don't know. I just wanted to show you how Raymond's appeared before, but OC dunked on him again, so you can't win. OC likes to dunk on the.
What do you mean I dumped on him? I wasn't dumping on him, but quite frankly, if it comes down to him and James, I pick James 1,000%. I think Donna would agree. It's not that I'm dumping on Raymond. I just love James more. I'm sorry, I do. James Moore.
Thank you.
Zillinger, Pennsylvania.
I'll
I'll never forget my trip. It'll be my brother Click was like, Christ, why'd we come out to the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania to look at this asshole? I was so tickled pink. My God. I'll never forget it ever. Highlight of my life.
You like James more and more, right? James Moore.
I do. Oh, I love more and more.
In more ways than one.
More. How do you like James? How do you like James? More. Absolutely. I'm jelly of Donda. Dumb's afraid I want to steal Donna away. It's the other way around. Donna, you got to be careful. I wish James were mine.
I get it. That's what I say too. I'm gonna watch you two together. Jesus.
You do. Ask Brother Click. We got a little handsy. It happens, you know.
I'm showing my face.
I'm
showing my face. I've got a picture. Show the other file.
Can I zoom in on this? No, I can't.
Show the other one. Show my other picture, please. It's insightful.
Once a jolly swag man camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolumba tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his belly boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Come on, Don, to all of us. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Come on, keep up. And he sang as he watched and waited till his belly boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. You had no intention of singing with us, you lying. Okay, I'll bring him back.
I sang.
This is what DevPike wants me to show you his artwork. Here's the guy jumping out of a window.
This is what life is about. This is what I think about life. Right? This is what I think about life. This sums it up. Ding, it's all over. That's exactly what I think. This is that sums up everything about life in 5 seconds. Ding, and then it's all over. That's brilliant. Explain how that's not brilliant.
I like it. It's funny.
Dumb doesn't like it. Dumb doesn't like it. Dumb has got a zero sense of humor.
No, that's funny.
He's not laughing. He's crying inside because he knows it's the truth. He knows it's the truth, so he's not able to.
Well, it's just I was close to roping, you know, and so it's funny.
I've done that before as well. Yeah. I've starved myself and stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry, dude.
I've been down that track. Just because I have a laugh doesn't mean I haven't got this dark.
You laugh to cover the pain.
I think if I didn't have herpes and this girl wanted to make out with me, I'd say it's worth it. I'll get herpes for this chick. I'd probably go for it. I would take the punch.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would for this girl. This girl, yes. The girl next to you, absolutely. You, James, yes. Some people, no. Yeah. I don't think I wouldn't make out with DevPike or Thomas White, but I'd make out with this chick. I'd make out with the two people in bed here. Yes.
Raymond.
You could be right.
You make out with Raymond as well. Yeah.
No. If Raymond had herpes, I wouldn't touch her with 10-foot pole.
I thought no. Precisely.
This girl, absolutely. This girl, yes. James, yes. Donna, yes. Absolutely, yes. I'm a lookist. There, you happy? Of course, I'm a moron.
Do you have shrimps regularly in Australia? And can you get them fresh?
Shrimp on the Barbies?
They call them prawns.
Prawns.
Yes.
Do you call them
You
shrimp?
talking about prawns?
I thought you said insurance.
What are we talking about?
Crustaceans.
Prawns?
You're talking about shrimp.
We call them prawns.
What about but there was always that Australian joke: shrimp on the Barbie, shrimp on the Barbie. You don't call them shrimp, you call them prawns.
Yeah. There we go.
And they don't say Barbie anymore.
What do they say?
Oh no, we'll have a Barbie.
Oh, you do.
You want to have a
Oh, I
Barbie?
didn't think you said it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more Aussie than her kids because her kids watch too much American TV.
Yeah.
What's TV?
That's a common theme. Everyone's getting Americanized.
Yes, exactly.
I know a lot of people from different countries, and they're just all speaking Americano. It's garbage. I know culture.
Yeah. We're losing our identities.
Yeah, we are.
No, stop. The English language may have begun in England, but of course, what Old English isn't modern English, Middle English isn't. So you can't go by place. American English is proper English.
Yes.
What they speak in England is British. What this asshole is calling Americana and garbage, that's proper English nowadays.
Exactly.
Not whatever they're speaking in in England. What they speak in England is called British. So it doesn't matter where the English language originated. What they speak in England is not the real English language. Where did asshole go? Christ.
No, you missed my point. It's about the cultural references and the culture, not the language they're speaking. It's not the terms they're speaking in. That's incidental. That changes with the dictionary, which changes every year. You get new terms. I don't care about that. That's semantics. It's about the actual culture. Every reference now is American. It's just there's no fucking.
Good. So in other words, the superior culture is dominated. Good.
What did you make for brekkie, James?
What did you make for brekkie? I said,
What
James,
are you eating right now?
That's English.
Hash browns about all I can do, so I did that.
well, yes.
You've done
Stop.
Oh yeah, pancakes.
That's a hash brown. What we had in the diner wasn't hash brown; it was home fries. There's a difference. Hash brown is like the patty, the thing. Yeah, that's hash brown. What we had at the diner were home fries.
It's diced up.
Yeah, the diced up. Yeah,
It's
diced up. Yeah.
It's kind of like it's potatoes and
Fried. Yeah. Hash brown.
yeah.
What's a hot?
It's not difficult. Hash brown is not difficult.
What's a home fry? Let's
What
see.
we had at the diner in Waynesboro, similar but different. All to get what you have right there is a hash brown. When it's all shredded up and thin, it's called home fries.
And when it's tiny,
No, it's the same. It's one and the same.
And when it's like a tiny, it's called a tater tot. So you got hash brown, tater tot, and what we had at the diner was home fries.
yes.
So,
They're all unhealthy.
But you're an American truck driver. You never heard the term home fries before. I'm like, what?
no, I have.
I haven't.
I'm failing to describe it to her. It's like a hash brown, but not.
Hash brown versus
Yeah.
Really? Can you just show me a picture of what a home fry? It sounds like homeboy.
if you go back to my video where the three of us went to breakfast or brekkie.
Oh, that's the waitress.
Is that really hard?
If you go
Okay.
back to the video where the three of us went to brekkie, we had home fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homosexual.
Is that really you,
right.
Mishy?
It's a homosexual fry.
And scrapple is a Pennsylvanian thing, isn't it? Scrapple?
Yeah,
But what
I
is
think
it?
so. Is Scrapple a Pennsylvania thing?
Well, it's not a Jersey thing. It's like a Middle American thing. Yeah, I don't know what scrapple is. I know Taylor ham,
Yes, Al.
pork roll. Donna, when you come to Jersey, we'll have Taylor ham or pork roll. What's some Taylor ham?
Okay, Taylor ham, pork roll. Okay, sounds.
Taylor ham, a.k.a. pork roll.
I always got to
Do you
peep some
have-
of my vlog.
Is it hot?
Kind of.
Do you ever have healthy breakfast, or is it just American
Yeah, we
slop?
The other day it was pancakes, hash browns, bacon, and egg. Wasn't
Oh,
it? I was
it was
like,
all kind of
my
good
God,
stuff.
That's not healthy either.
bacon.
It was a
Is that
brekkie
the
bowl. And
But
no,
that-
she had baby spinach in it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to introduce more of the Aussie. I made him a brekkie bowl, which was some potatoes and baby spinach and
That's healthy.
Cucumber.
some
Oh,
no
no.
zucchini,
Oh, that was the pasta.
Zucchini,
Yeah.
that's healthy then. That's not bad.
and then was it last night?
Yes,
no,
that-
yesterday for lunch.
The Denmark guy would be very happy that she put vegetables in.
Yeah, he's eating more veggies.
And when she made chicken and rice for us, she put some veggies in.
The more
made the
vegetables you have, the more your torso grows. Yeah, your torso increases in length. The more vegetables you have, it adds an extra inch.
Denmark guy, you need to somehow get me a link to your. If you're
Oh,
watching,
yeah.
you need to get me a link to that signal or whatever session. Because I couldn't click on the link that she put up yesterday.
All right, hold on. I'll
It didn't work.
repaste. I will repaste it. For I want to
Maybe you
share.
can-
I timed out. Let me share a video real quick. Let's do this real quick.
Oh.
Hold on.
Yeah, send it in Discord so I can.
Give me a minute. Hold on. Here's us getting our breakfast in Waynesboro.
Oh wow, that's me. Thank you.
Remember this?
Main Street.
You'll see what home fries are. They're potatoes, but you have a hash brown there. Home fries are what I have on my plate. Just give me a minute.
Thank you. Yes.
You guys not watch these videos? They didn't.
Oh, yes.
I didn't see the food come.
Making hot though.
What's blocking it?
Oh, I was gonna say it doesn't even look like a good biscuit.
Yeah,
But first, here's what I got.
It is a biscuit though.
This is my
French
main
toast.
street
That's a
breakfast.
very good brekkie.
Piping hot.
That's
This
a good
bacon,
brekkie. That's our bacon. It's not like your bacon.
Oh,
Scrambled
wow.
eggs,
Very thin.
home fries.
Yeah, very thin and
Yeah.
crispy. So now you know why I like to have.
Wow.
I'm going to pause the video at the
Oh,
home
first, here's what I got.
It is a biscuit though.
This is my main street breakfast. It's hot. It's piping hot. This is bacon.
you're not getting
Strips
cooked at
of bacon.
Oh,
we call it
God.
bacon. And some scrambled eggs and some.
Okay. What you see there, you see bacon, you see scrambled eggs. Those are home fries. They're potatoes. What James is eating now is a hash brown. If they're small, little, like tiny things, they're called tater tots. When they're all like long, they're called home fries. Those are known as home fries.
If you were to take
Yeah.
3 or 4 hash browns and cut them up, you would
And
have.
just
You would have
thin little slithers, they'd be
yes.
home fries.
It's all the same thing in different forms.
Different forms. So hash brown, tater tot, home fry. You understand? Hash brown is the biggest. Tater tot, we'll make some tater tots sometime. They're like bite size, and then home fries are when they're all slithered up. Yeah, those are home fries. Yeah, so we'll watch you. I watch
Home fries.
Hash browns.
Hash brown. Wait,
Oh,
hash fries. No, wait. Hash browns are home
And we
fries.
sold
Those are
Donda
home
nuggies
fries.
at the grocery store the other day.
No, hash browns are more of those like tater tot kind of things.
Oh,
Whatever,
okay.
who cares? He's putting ketchup all over his omelet. He's got some toast. Here's my toast. What'd you get?
Show her
You
the biscuit.
got, like dessert here.
That was my food.
And
That's
that biscuit, that wasn't a real biscuit. That was like a roll, a little square roll cut in half and toasted. That wasn't a real. That was not a real biscuit proper. You know that.
Is that those bananas or what are you?
Strawberries.
You got dessert, like you got like a kiddie breakfast.
Yeah, no.
And
French toast, strawberries with cream.
these aren't very good looking biscuits.
That's the
I
biscuit.
Those are not. Like I just said, if you're paying, I said these are not very good looking biscuits. These are not. I'll give you. I'll show you. Biscuits should be more rounded and whole.
Shame on you.
That's more like toast cut in half. It's not. It's like a small toast. That's not a.
It was
proper
terrible.
biscuit. That's
It was not
a
edible
proper
biscuits.
biscuit. You know that's not
It
a
was
proper
bad
biscuit.
biscuits.
He's got some toast.
It
Here's
was
my
not good.
toast. What'd you get? You got like dessert here.
I
Does look
cannot
like dessert,
believe it.
yes.
Is that those bananas or what are you?
Strawberries.
With cream.
It was very good.
Oh my god.
Very tasty.
And
French toast, strawberries with cream.
these aren't very good looking biscuits. I actually think KFC has better biscuits than this. These
Yeah.
look terrible. These look disgusting.
KFC
These
has
look like
also
two little.
biscuits. They're fresh. Yeah, it's a poor excuse for a biscuit.
Well, you know, then I shouldn't have ordered toast. I'll just eat this. Is basically like this isn't even real biscuits. So, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Sloth. I thought they looked like hash browns as well. Biscuits.
Ah.
Biscuit was.
What's that? Was that?
Okay,
French
so
toast?
even though it doesn't look the best,
Yeah.
it looks kind of burned and pitiful.
Oh.
It looks almost like an English muffin.
Yeah.
You're saying it tastes.
That's a bad biscuit.
No,
Poor excuse for a biscuit. You know that, James. That's not a bad. That's, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's actually pretty good.
It was good, but it didn't look like a biscuit.
Put
Yeah.
something on it a little bit.
All right, I'll end that. Okay, okay. Donna, I take it you never watched that video. What did you think of our
I
breakfast?
did
It was a
watch
very-
a bit of it,
Okay,
but I didn't know that you had a really sweet breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you have a dessert for breakfast?
good
Well,
question.
I
That's
didn't
why I
know it
asked.
was going to be like that. I ordered French toast because I like French toast, but
I had French toast too, but it wasn't covered in whipped cream and syrup. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you had bloody sugar in your soft drink. Oh, you call it, what do you call it? Soda.
Soda.
Yeah, yes.
Soda.
well, it was very good. We need to go back there. So,
I want to.
Well, go
Yeah,
there with Donna. Why not?
yeah, you'll have to meet us back at that diner.
We'll meet that hostess woman mostly.
Michelle, we got to talk to Michelle again.
Yes, yes.
I want to know. I want verifiable proof that that's Michelle.
Yeah, yeah. Is that really Michelle
In
in
the
the
chat.
chat?
Oh, is she in the chat now?
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she.
Why did she?
Hold on.
Why did you have a dessert?
Somebody came on yesterday, and I said hi, Michelle, and then someone was saying that it was Penny Pounder in disguise. So I don't know if that's really her or not. She came on during our grilling stream.
Mm.
So if it's Michelle, good to see you again.
Yes.
We were asking her questions about when she was
Yeah, how did her dad cross the Iron Curtain, or was the Cold War
but
over?
apparently several people were saying they think this is really an alternate account of Penny Pounder. I don't know. I honestly don't know. You can
Why
ask-
would they think that? Why would they think it? What? What's the point? What? And then fake a picture as well? How?
It's probably Totem.
Why fake the picture and why fake the account? It makes no sense. It's too much effort for nothing.
People like to troll. DevPike.
It's a hell of a troll.
They
There's a lot of
like
that.
they think.
Okay.
So anyway, why I had So you asked why do I have?
Why
dessert
have
for
such an
breakfast?
extreme dessert for breakfast?
Well, I didn't know.
It's also suspect. Michelle only pops up when I mention her or the diner, so it's kind of a little suspect. I don't think she's been watching this whole time. Why is she only popping up now? Yeah, so it makes you wonder. But okay, go ahead.
So what? I have a Knickerbocker Glory for breakfast. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Well,
It makes no
I
sense.
like French toast, and I think the waitress asked me, "Do you want whipped cream and strawberries?" And I like this, and of course, am I going to turn that down? But I didn't know it was going to be like dessert. You know, I guess I should have figured. But anyway, it was very tasty. But
Now let's be honest. My brother and I ordered from the breakfast menu. We had to get the special kiddie menu for you. Don't lie. We got you the children's menu. Don't lie. You're like, I don't like any of these things. What was this? So we had to get the kiddie menu. It was either that or chicken fingers. You don't lie, James.
Well,
whatever her son likes, I like. We
Yes.
have the same taste.
Yes.
what sweet tooth?
I do have a sweet tooth.
Yeah, he's got a sweet tooth. My
Yeah.
daughter has a sweet tooth. My
I
son
can eat
not
a
so
whole.
much.
I can eat a whole sleeve of Tim Tams. They're very tasty.
Tim Tam.
Yeah. And they got the double coated ones now.
They're the
Oh,
best.
why?
Do you have
God.
Pop Tarts? Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Pop Tarts. Yep. But they don't have the toaster strudels.
I don't even know what that
Yeah,
is.
the toaster strudels were way better than the Pop Tarts. How about it, OC? Right? I never get the Pop Tarts anymore. It's the toaster strudels.
Okay, I'll try that.
Mm.
Are you sure
Yeah.
they're better than Pop Tarts in every
Oh,
conceivable?
way better.
Pop Tarts, not Pop Tarts. Pop Tarts. Okay, you like toaster
What's the
strudel?
difference? The fu-
Toaster strudels, I can't describe. You just
How
you have
good they
to
are.
try it. They're a frozen pastry that you.
That's
pop
not a
in the
good
toaster.
start. Frozen pastry is not a good start for anything that ends well.
And then you
By the
put
way.
this little icing packet on top.
And yeah, I mean that's her and that's her name. I don't know if this is an alternate account or what's going on here, but yeah, she only seems to pop up when we talk about her.
And if it is Penny Pounder, he did his homework.
If it is a troll, they went all the way there. I have no idea who this is, but yeah.
Penny Pounder has no life. That's what we've discovered now. Penny Pounder has 0 life. That's what I've discovered today. Right?
Well,
if they're going
you
to
should
those
tell-
lengths.
Well,
If they go to those
she
lengths.
She should come on at least by voice and then talk to us.
Yes, I agree. Why don't we
Because she
invite
wanted to meet
Michelle on?
Donna. She wanted to meet her. So here's her chance.
Michelle, if that's really you, click on the link and
Yes.
come on for a few minutes.
Yes, talk
Go
to
ahead,
us.
Michelle. Or if you have an account, just click on the link. We'll see if that's
Here's
And
real.
I'll be
real-
boosted.
Here's a real life Aussie. She's real. You know?
Yeah,
So-
can you show my pictures, OC? I've got revealing pictures.
We saw this one already. Guy jumping out the window. Okay. What is this supposed to be?
That's funny. How is that not funny, bro? How is that? Look at that last one. Show that.
I don't get the Todd one though.
That's Thomas Chad.
Oh, oh, is that the Chad jaw?
That's Chad's jaw on Todd.
Oh, okay.
Does
Chad's
that
jaw.
work? Is he Chad now or not?
Well,
Has he ascended?
It
Well,
God.
has he ascended? I'm trying to make Todd into into a Chad.
I think he looks like Hannibal Lecter.
yeah, you copy and paste it. That's a very bad photoshopping job, though.
Yeah, it was a quick rush job, but it's hard to match the his tone. Todd's got a very specific skin tone.
Yeah, I'd rather look at Tim
Chris,
Tams.
it's a double
That's an
chocolate.
Australian candy bar, or what do you call it? Wow.
It's actually a biscuit.
It's a very good biscuit. I like their biscuits better than ours.
What do you mean by that? Doesn't look like a biscuit. What is that? A cookie or a crunchy bar? What is that?
Not a cookie.
I would call it a cookie, but she wouldn't.
It's not a cookie. It's like see the inside is like biscuity and chocolatey, and then there's chocolate on the outside. So I suppose it is you have these ones, Chris? Or the original? And they look like
Like chocolate fingers. They don't look that great. Penguin.
Yeah, let's see see how Brother Click would describe. Hold on, Brother Click. How would you describe this? Like, I don't know.
Well, we opened this last night, so you can see, you know.
It looks like a penguin bar. Penguin. But a penguin bar.
Penguin bar. I don't know. What
Getting
that
beer,
is.
buddy. What are you doing?
Chocolate bar.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wafer. I have the fancy
Chocolate
one.
biscuit. It's biscuit, isn't it? It's not wafer. It's biscuit.
It looks like
It's
some kind
like
of. It's like a cookie, chocolate covered cookie. Crunch.
Yes,
Yeah.
like a cookie.
You know, like it's a-
I think it's like a cookie, but I don't know.
It's not like a
Have you heard of a double decker? Double decker will blow your mind.
I haven't had that.
Try a double decker. They're very good.
Nice finished chocolate that I had, and I can't bloody remember. Was it Whisper?
The UK is fat. We've got loads of different types of fat boy burgers and fat boy chocolates and all this kind of stuff, which I avoid because I'm. Well, I've showed my picture that I'm not fat. So, how do I get to that?
You look good.
The triple decadent.
You just need to show your face as well.
Yeah, but the women don't give you shit. It doesn't mean anything. Somehow,
What's the point of showing his
Ah.
face if he doesn't get the women sort of interested? Is that right?
Well, as men, we care mostly about the body, right? But for women, so all women have to do is be skinny. So you're skinny, but that's not.
yeah,
enough
but
to
think
impress
about it. How many of the women in the UK are thin? I don't see them, bro. They ain't thin.
Yeah, they're like America, right? They're all very rotund. Here is very different. They're all like Donda. It's very nice. And they're mostly white too. It's great.
There are
Although,
no standards.
Then you got the Muslims and the Asians and stuff. But
The standards have evaporated in the UK. Absolutely evaporated. The standards don't exist for women, but bizarrely, the standards are going up for men. It's like a fucking reverse slide. We've got
Yeah, I
no
agree.
standards for women. It's
same
bizarre
thing
to
happening
watch.
in the States. Yeah.
By the way, it's bizarre to watch it. All the
They're
men are
getting
getting
fatter
ripped.
and fatter, and they want you
Yeah.
to get ripped in the gym. While
Yeah,
they just sit and eat.
it's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
The women have no standards. Some of them don't
It's
even wear
mental
makeup
illness.
anymore. Some of them don't even wear makeup anymore. They don't give a shit.
They just waddle.
They wear
into-
shit.
They waddle in the.
They're
grocery
fat as
store.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got these men that are gym max to the hill, even older men, right? And you've got this gap that's growing in effort. The effort level is bizarre to watch. The men's effort is going up.
What's the weirdest thing that Pike is? All they have to do is not do something, and they're fine. That just don't eat, and they can't even do that. Minimum effort, don't eat, and they can't do that, and they want you to bust your ass in the gym, and it's still not good enough. Well,
But if
you
you
know,
but just work it out. It's ego. It's pure ego. It's literally leveraged on ego. I don't have to do it. I don't have to
can't
do
do
it
it
because I'm
wrong.
good enough. But you have to do it. No. I don't have to do it, but you. Oh, right. It's rules for me, rules for thee, but not for me, teehee. And also, it's becoming more exposed, right? It's becoming more exposed, and no one's talking.
But DevPike, who should we blame the most? Should we blame the men who are fucking?
No, I don't believe in this herd blame the men. No. I'm not accepting that. I get this from Xenesis. Blame the men, bro. Blame the men. What? So women have no agency. They've got no ability to. It's like OC when talking to Thomas White. I can't ask a question. Ask the question.
That you guys say this, that you guys understand because you've got more of maybe the role.
Right, because he's more like America. UK is more like America.
Yeah, right.
And Chris just sees the Aussie women, and they're all Stacey's.
Yeah, we don't understand
Yeah.
really.
It's the land of the Stacey's over here, DevPike. You'd be amazed. It's crazy. Yeah. It's just
They still aren't going
absolutely
with average men.
Ask
Don't you mean the Sheilas, not the Stacys? The Sheilas.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of Sheilas here.
Yeah, but also as an average man, you can't say, "Hang on a minute, this is going." You can't ask the question. You're not allowed, right?
Because you're not allowed to body shame.
Yeah, you're not allowed. No. Yeah, you're not allowed. Okay, but then women are allowed to body shame men, right? Another double standard added on top.
Body shame men? I don't know.
Well, yeah, because they want you to get in the gym and
Do they?
yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing, DevPike, is
They
that
are body shaming them by not picking them. It's the same.
if there weren't so many fat women, then your Stacey barista girl wouldn't be so special, right? And you wouldn't put up with her herpy mouth.
She's
But
still
because
fat.
there's so many fat women in the
By the
UK,
way, Donna.
Not by the way. You're bringing James. It was a very good point. That
Oh,
girl in
thank
the
you.
coffee house, the barista, wouldn't look that good if everyone looked like
No.
that good. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
She's not thin.
Oh,
Donna's
she's not?
thinner than her by
Oh,
a long
okay.
way.
Well,
She's fat.
yeah, she looked thin from the picture, but I can't tell.
No, look at her body.
I can't tell right there. She's got a skirt on. She looks skinny.
She's
Fine
fat.
here.
I've seen her. So you're going on a picture that you can see one angle of, and I'm going in 3 dimensions.
And I
Okay.
don't see no double
I
chin,
believe
like she's
myself.
American fat, in other words.
Yeah, she's at an angle.
Skinny fat.
Yeah, wait, that she's at an angle, which is common
Where's the double
thing.
chin? And
Yeah, but
where's
she's
her
at an angle.
roly-poly? Okay. Well, if you call her fat, then you got too high of a standards for.
No, she's at an angle though.
Okay. All right.
I've seen her legs.
How
They're fat.
many pounds does she weigh? You think?
She's not fat.
Yeah, good point. Well, you just said she was fat. She's fat. She's fat. She's not fat, but
She's
show another picture. Go ahead.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
fatter
Show
than
another
Donda.
picture. So she's about what, 170? That's probably too.
No, Donna's like
150?
one what? Well, Donna's probably like 120 or something stupid like that, right?
Yeah.
How tall
Yeah,
is Donna?
120 where they should be at 5'5". But so she's probably what, 10 stone?
140. 140.
So that's
I
4,
don't think that's fat.
that's 14
What
stone.
is 140?
I don't even know what a stone is.
no.
Stone 10 pounds.
I reckon
Oh,
she's
okay.
140.
Well, do it in stones because you're British.
So Donna's what? 8 stone, right?
What is that in kilos?
What is the
Eight
stone?
stone.
140 is 63 kilos. That's not fat. That's normal. That's normal body range for Australia.
Yeah, but Donna is very skinny, but
I don't think I
she's
am.
very hard on herself because she wants to be her 20-year-old flat belly self. But she's very skinny.
Yeah, but that's
and for
cool.
a
Yeah,
man-
but no, we're going into women can't be fat, bro territory because the weight's creeping up, and you're still saying they're not fat. If a man
Well,
was,
I don't think she's fat. She's for America. She's skinny. This girl right here.
yeah, and American
Right,
women are all fat.
Percy-
That's weird.
First
This is
you
where
gotta see
this
the
is where
food.
the errors come in. But American women are all fat, and it's a bad bar to measure to. You're measuring
but she-
against a chronically fat population,
Exactly.
and she's not fat. Doesn't mean
They're
anything.
all land whales. So when we see a girl like this, we're like, oh my god, I'm in love.
She's less of a lamb whale, but she's still overweight. She's over her optimum weight. I can see her in real life. She's got chubby legs. She's nowhere near Donna's level.
But you're still gaga over her because all the other women in comparison are land whales, right?
No, I don't goggle over her, but I would. I mean, I'm not desperate, but I mean, if you're at this level, you're not exactly able to pick. So she's acceptable, but she's not a supermodel.
You're
Sure.
desperate, bro, right? You're desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're asking Donna and Zenis's questions if you still have a shot with her. Yeah, you're pretty desperate. I'm getting tired of this coffee house bitch. I'm getting tired of DevPike, actually. All right, I'll ask DevPike a question, and I'll ask you guys too. Dev, what would you have liked me to have said to Thomas White? You don't seem to like the way I handled
nothing.
the
But I think Bro C is probably the most cynical person I've met. That first shot, yeah, right, easy shot to take, garbage, punch down rubbish. Say it to my face. You've seen my body. I can fight. That's it.
Your face.
I'll fight you.
Show
That's
us
it.
your face. I'll tell to your face.
It's funny. I said the other day I thought you looked like Van Morrison. I started singing Moon Dance, but I always loved this Van Morrison. And it stoned me to my soul, stoned me just like Jelly Roll, and it stoned me, and it stoned me to my soul, stoned me just like going home, and it stoned. One of my favorite songs by Van Morrison. I just had to point that out. But okay, go ahead.
I hate the normie punch down angle. The men have to punch each other down. It's pathetic. It's garbage.
Well, we're calling out. You put your money where your mouth is. I don't know.
I'll put my money where my mouth is. But
what's
why
the
do
problem? Bro C, is that the problem? What did Bro C do?
immediately when he said I might be desperate, he said, "You're desperate, bro," like that. He used that as an opportunity. That's what the problem is, in my opinion. Other men punch down other men. Any given opportunity, there it is.
Yeah, that's
Right.
locker room kind of.
No, in a way, I mean, he's been punching down. You can say he's been. I don't mind criticism, but the whole time Danny's been here, he's been punching down on me. You don't like the way I handled the interview with DevPike. Fine, his opinion, but he's been punching down on me. Then when my brother has an opinion he doesn't like, all of a sudden it's punching down. So
I said that in jest, being silly.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Danny will always say, "I said that as a joke." So
Yeah,
when Brother Pike, when Brother Pike,
Brother Pike, wow, that's my name. I think we found my name. If Danny Boy's okay with it, I'm going to be Brother Pike.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, but it's more personal than me critiquing your interviewing skills. You should have called him out. That's what I'm saying. You can interview him, but just call him out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was the first quote-unquote interview. If he comes back multiple times, it will get deeper. This was just the first introduction.
Okay, that's all right.
No. My brother was joking. My brother was joking, and you took it so seriously. Other times when I criticize, I say, "Why'd you criticize me for that?" Oh, I was just joking. But when my brother, I'm trying to say his real name, when he jokes, we hit a personal nerve.
Yeah, because I saw that it's just an obvious punch. Is a very, very obvious, desperate punch at Ray. The most obvious one you could take. I mean, that's not good. There was no other layers. It was just you're desperate. Okay.
The funniest thing yesterday.
Well, you're asking Zenesis and Donna all about this coffee girl. You tell us you're done with her, but you're asking all these questions. Do I still have a chance? Yeah, there is an air of desperation. But
it's also for future reference to learn about the signals, because I'm still getting mixed signals, but I don't know how to interpret them. I'm not very good at that. I want to learn more, not for this coffee girl, but for future interaction.
What you should do is just shoot your shot with this coffee girl. Go up to her and say, "Hey, I'd like to take you out to dinner." See what happens.
I would say the opposite. I would say if a girl likes you, you won't get mixed signals. You'll get very obvious signals that are positive. So if you're getting mixed signals, that's bad. That's what I would say.
I agree. That's why I'm leaving it alone, because there's no obvious signal, so it's got to be some foul play. That's my opinion.
Well, I think we need some honesty though, DevPike, in that we are desperate. You know, I was desperate. Bro C's probably desperate. You're probably desperate as well.
Yes,
I think that's true. I think average white men are becoming desperate because of what I just said. The effort level has gone sub-zero for women, and then it's parabolic for men. The standard has gone crazy. That's why we're desperate. But that's why we're desperate.
Just like they make it fun. Is all.
Yeah, that's not nice. But it was an ad hominem kind of thing. But
remember when Thomas White thought these two were fags? It was the funniest damn thing. He's like, he thought we were fags.
He had no idea we were brothers. Obviously, he doesn't watch my shit. Yeah. He said he's been subscribed for a year. Well, clearly he doesn't watch anything. I mean, so clearly, yeah.
He's an idiot. No, but I mean, I just don't like the fact that sort of there's a kind of censorship.
Nope, Rafter Man, I'm single. Coming down to Maryland. Don't you worry, Rafter Man. Okay.
There's a kind of censorship going on that I was picking out on. You're not allowed as an average man to say, "Hang on a minute, these standards are completely out of whack. They've gone parabolic for men, and the women, they're not doing anything, bro." Donna is an outlier.
About this as a woman.
Donna has standards, right?
I do, because I'm shocked at like some of the things that my daughter will say about Gen Z women, and I'm like, really? Like, I'm kind of out of the loop. But
okay, what does your daughter say? How does she justify these parabolic demands?
She just thinks that the dating scene of their generation is just ridiculous, and she says, I don't even want any part of it because no one trusts each other, and it's just everyone's what did she say, hooking up. It's this hookup culture, and
wait, hang on a minute. Everyone's hooking up means just the Chads are hooking up, and the 80% of the men are with the dick in their hands.
Right.
So, well,
you've got to reinterpret what she's saying to include reality. Reality.
80% of young men aren't having
70% are invisible, and these 30% are hooking up. Right?
No, hold on. Is it really Gen Z 70% are not having sex?
That's what
Look up the statistics. It was 64% of men between the ages of What is it? Who was it, 1835?
We'd have to look it up to be
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Look at the It was called. It was called From the Hill. I'm not making this shit up. Just type it on the internet. 34% of women. 34% of women not having.
Oh, I'm just
60%
saying,
of men.
like that back then in the 90s and
Oh,
early
okay.
2000s. I just don't think it was.
34% of women have not had sex in a year, right? And now 64% of men have not had sex in a year.
So there's
Connect
an
the
imbalance.
Connect the dots. The women are sharing a very small minority of men, bro. How do you account for
They
that
also
gap?
locked up for the same men and share the STDs.
I don't know. I'm going to have to research this more because, okay, Chris says 30 to 40% aren't having sex. Is that both genders, Chris, or is that just men?
No,
And is
no,
that
no,
just-
no, no. You didn't listen to what I said. 30% of
Now we gotta ask Donna, how many sexual partners has your daughter had that you know of, and how many has your son had that you know of? We're gonna ask you the hard question.
I don't really want to talk about the kids.
Well, I
like this,
asked the
but
question: how many do you know of? How many sexual partners have your children had? What?
None.
But so both are virgins. What you're claiming?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if everyone believes that or not.
That's not a fair question, bro. That's pathetic. That's a.
But yes, not to me.
Not really. I mean, if her daughter's 18 and you're saying there's this uneven distribution of sexual access, you would think that her 18-year-old daughter. Well, I'm going by what you're saying, Dan.
Yeah, what does that prove? Asking one person to say one thing specific, it's ridiculous. Rubbish. No statistics involved at all, mate. Also, she's on the stream, so.
Wow, I'm being called out for being a spurg after I've told you people I'm a fucking spurg since day fucking one. Okay, yeah, thanks everybody. Yes.
You're going to alienate them further. Okay, if you don't want to talk to them. They might not talk to you if you keep on asking these questions that are too.
Totem, you're disgusting. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, that's crap as well. You see, I'm not one of these spurgs that hates women. I'm just a spurg that points out the contradictions. I really don't like people that lie. And when these women say, they hook up culture, but then it omits the fact that 70% of the men ain't hooking up at all. It's like, hang on a minute. You're only talking about 30%, bro. Where are the...
So let's ask Dumb. Dumb, you can be honest. Donna, if you want to leave for a minute. How would you describe her daughter? Good looking? Like Donna, like a younger version of Donna? How would you describe the son? A Chad?
It's all topic, guys.
How would you describe for Max?
So,
I'm happy to talk.
Oh, they shut. Where'd they go? They went bye-bye. They left me.
Yes.
What is your... I told you you'd alienate them, but you're not listening to me. I don't care.
Stop a minute. Hold on. Want to sneeze? Want to go to the next room and sneeze? You keep sneezing. I can't hear it. What are you saying?
I told you you'd alienate them, and they fucked off. So that's it.
Well, I'm a spurg. I like to ask the tough questions, just like with Cassandra. When I would ask her very poignant questions, people say, "You can't ask that." Well, why not? So I alienated them. They didn't have to do that. Dumb could have said, "I don't want to answer that," but he said he decided to.
Maybe Dumb is the spurg, right?
No, Dumb's a failed normie. There's nothing spurg about him. What do you think, buddy? You met him.
Yeah, he's a failed normie.
He's nothing spurg about him.
Don't you think he's not a failed normie anymore, though, is he? He's now a normie. He's ascended.
Well, I mean, if going halfway across the world in your 40s for a woman who's over 50 is not being a failed normie, fine. I guess he ascended. He's a failed normie. I would not say he's a spurg at all. You watch Todd's videos, I can see why Todd's a spurg. I've always said, even though I don't get along with Lone Hiker, he seems like a spurg. Beppis seems like a spurgette. Meaning Dumb in real life, he does not seem like a spurg. I think you're too liberal with the term spurg. You're like DBF. DBF first said, "Oh, I'm a spurg too." Well, I don't think you are.
It was just a joke.
No one's a spurg. It's like being a spurg isn't a special honor. It's just a way of being that you pick up on or don't, having to do with social skills. No, I don't think Dumb is a spurg.
No, it was a joke. It's obvious Dumb is the least...
No. Well, when my brother said you were desperate, it was a joke, but you got all offended. So what? When you joke, it's okay. When he jokes, you're offended. Now I'm getting pissed.
No, because there's levels.
I don't mind jokes. I don't like hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is what pisses me off. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're a hypocrite because it wasn't a joke. It was an ad hominem attack.
No,
there was no punchline.
No,
if the punchline is the person, there's no joke. If the punchline is the person, there's no joke. There's no levels. It's just an attack.
Shit. How many times have I joked about Dumb? If I were a fag, I'd be a fag with you. There's really no punchline other than him. Me thinking he's better looking than Raymond. The person can be a punchline. It's all about intent, whether your intent is positive or negative. If you're trying to punch down or if you're trying to make a joke. So yes, a person can be a punchline. I don't believe that at all. I think you're totally wrong.
That's a positive example. You want to fuck dumb. That's not a negative. That's a positive.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think dumb is sexier than Raymond. Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. This is a bad topic, but I can't believe they cut the stream because of well.
Yeah, I'm surprised he cut it off. He's a piece of shit. Yes, we see dumb's an asshole.
No, he's not a piece of shit, but it was a touchy subject.
Call what he is. He's a piece of shit. Oh, that's just a joke.
That was a joke.
Uh,
Hopefully, that woman will come on for you. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
maybe
Michelle. We don't even know if that's really Michelle or Penny Pounder trolling. We have no idea who that is.
I would try and get Thomas White on to lure him back on to then ask him those critical questions.
Before I stop, you criticized me for having him on. Now you want me to bring him back on? It's like you're schizophrenic.
Yeah, to give him critical questions.
I'll let you guys go at it. And I'll just be the moderator because I don't really want to ask.
No, bro, she said.
Serious question. Let's be honest. What would you have liked me to ask him? What would you like to ask Thomas White if you were here? Go ahead. Like, give me some ideas of what you wish I'd ask.
What does he need to be asked?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So, like I said before, about the narrative of his litany of girlfriends, why do you keep on mentioning how many girlfriends you've got? How does your story relate to your audience, which are apparently black-pilled? How do you relate to your audience if your experience doesn't come close to
Stop. I'm not trying to stick up for Thomas White. Like
also, he doesn't seem socially alienated.
Stop. I don't know the guy. I know Starlings talk about him a lot. I know nothing about him. I never brought him on thinking he's a black pillar. Now I want to bring someone else on now. Dumb won't come back, but a guy that Dumb requests, I'll bring this guy on. This is a big fan of Thomas White, so he's the closest we can get. Danny, why don't you ask Denmark guy what he thinks about Thomas White? Go ahead.
Denmark guy is in love with Thomas White's long torso, so he probably.
Okay, then the question becomes: if Denmark guy loves Thomas White, why does Denmark guy come to my channel? What does he see in me and Thomas White? There's something that draws him to both. You can ask him.
No. It's because Thomas White is an edgelord. Like I said, he probably won't have Denmark on.
Beppis has flown the coop. She's no longer with us. She got scared. Her stalker refined her. So yeah, we don't have her anymore.
Yeah,
okay,
I just woke up. I have no idea what you've been talking to.
We had Dumb and Donda in bed. We had Dumb and Donna in bed in Australia. They just got off. I asked Dumb. I said to Dumb, I said, would you describe Donna's daughter as hot or ugly? Would you describe her son, her 18-year-old daughter, 14-year-old son? Would you describe him as a Chad Light, or Inkwell? And Dumb got upset. I don't think Dumb got upset. He was worried about Donna getting upset. So I alienated Dumb, and everyone's telling me what a spur guy I am. But okay, yeah.
But so you hit the limit. That's also.
I was not there. I hit the limit, and he won. Yeah.
I was not there, so but yeah. Of course, there are. I can't comment on their behalf, but there are probably some. You need to respect some boundaries, but now you know the boundary. Probably
Jesus
I
Christ,
was not there, so
you're sounding like Cassandra. I'm at the band.
This guy does not believe in boundaries.
But anyway, Danny, DevPike is upset with me, Denmark guy, because I brought Thomas White on and I didn't ask him the pressing questions. That's a fair criticism. What I'm trying to say is I never heard of Thomas White, never watched one of his videos, know nothing about him. You know more about him, so why don't you guys talk about Thomas White? Because
look at the chat. Look at the chat, everyone.
DevPike is upset that I brought Thomas White on. Denmark guy, you seemed happy as a pig in shit. So you guys talk about Thomas.
Yeah,
look at the chat. Listen to chat. I've got a fan base.
I think. Okay, wait, hold on. I think whoever whoever DevPike is also probably Michelle Novak. It's probably the same person trolling, betraying me. Some of them are not, but. Enough about DevPike or Michelle. Talk about your.
I've got a fan base. DevPike is obviously DevPike. Connect the dots, bro. It's an homage.
So I don't know. You don't.
Stop. I connected the dots. Someone was pretending to be Michelle from the diner in Waynesboro. The same person is probably pretending to be an alternate DevPike known as DevKike. Connect the dots. I'm saying it's the same person. We weren't sure if that was really Michelle, the hostess from the diner. No. We think. The same person who pretended to be Michelle is now calling himself DevKike. Connect the dots, num.
So, Denmark guy, why weren't you asking hard questions to Thomas White?
What
You
should
were
I?
sucking up to him.
what
You were sucking his nipples.
But dude, every time I go online on these, I try to be a man of honor.
It's garbage. It's all a big piece of garbage.
He knows my phrases. Brilliant.
I try to carry myself with respect, even I'm semi anonymous, and I'm here. So
Anonymous.
anonymous, yeah. Can you say it again? Anonymous,
Anonymous.
Anno Dominini. Okay, continue.
Anonymous.
I don't know.
And I Dominic.
Okay, let me clarify my position on Thomas White. I've only watched small parts of his streams, and the whole Wignet JQ shit is too much for me.
Whoa! I'm gonna call you out. You seem like a pretty big fan for someone who
Brilliant. So he agrees with me. So he is completely sunk. Brilliant.
Let me
This
just finish my
completely
sentence.
destroys
Let me
OC's
finish.
position.
What I'm saying is that anyone who
So after hearing my analysis, you've completely changed your mind and gone against OC. Okay, I agree.
If I can finish my sentence.
No, what I was saying, this was true criticism, and you admitted yourself. The other day, Denmark guy seemed to be a really big fan of Thomas White. I thought they knew each other. Yeah. Now, Denmark guy saying he's only seen a few pieces here and there. That's what I find strange. I thought Denmark guy watched him, religiously or frequently. So now I'm confused why Denmark guy says he doesn't really watch. The other day, it seemed like you were one of his biggest fans. I'm confused.
But let me speak out. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay. Any person who invests times in quality copes, I respect. Despite I'm not fully in agreement with the content they are bantering about. So I respect that man. I highly respect him because he uses his time to dig deep down into these issues for men, and instead of just hating men, he gets a different point of views from different kind of communities.
I'm going to cut you off. I know you want to talk. I'm going to cut you off. I agree with you. I agree with you, Denmark guy. That's what I was trying to explain to DevPike. I might not agree with everything he says, but okay, I can listen to him. I can hear him out. I guess with DevPike, it's either all or nothing. So I'm like, well, I never met the guy before. It's like
look at Totem's comment, and it tells you everything you need to know.
Let me get okay.
That's it in a nutshell.
But I never know anything about the JQ and all the racial stuff. I never knew anything about it, so I appreciate that Thomas White introduced me to these topics. But of course, it gets with Western Decline. It gets a little bit too dark sometimes. So I pick what I enjoy, for my copes, and I listen to that. And there's a broad range of different types of content on his channel.
Okay, and let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Hold on, stop a minute. I hear what you're saying. You can pick and choose. What you get something out of my channel apparently because you come around here. So you're saying you can agree and disagree with different aspects of different things. I think that's what you're trying to say. Mm. Danny seems to think it's all or nothing, which is why I'm like, come on, man. I can talk to different people.
But I just think I'm.
How do you know what he's saying about the racial thing is correct? You're swallowing what he's saying whole with nothing but doesn't make sense.
You have heard something I've not heard, but because I don't agree with everything at all.
That's true.
I'm not a
You're claiming that he has some superior knowledge in digging down into racial issues. How do you know he's right on?
He does. All hail Thomas White. No, I just met the guy. I'm like trying to get an idea of who he is. Christ. I can't tell you either way what he does or doesn't have until I get to know him. You're criticizing me for even trying to
I'm talking to Denmark guy now.
Oh, okay. Go back to talking with Denmark.
Yeah, but I respect a man who speaks about topics that are sensitive and provides some.
Yeah, how do you know he's right on these issues though? He might be just talking straight.
When have I fully agreed with anything he has said?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you think he has value in these areas of racial
Yeah, but
How does he have
I
value? How have you deducted that?
because from an American point of view, racial stuff is way more. You can you can talk about it way more open about it in the US because they have a history of all this racial stuff and immigration, and we don't really have that in Europe to the same extent. So I enjoyed listening to what's going on in the Western world, and it's quite different, and I learned something from it.
Yeah, but how do you know what he's saying relates to the reality for in the Western world? He might be talking utter nonsense.
Yeah,
It doesn't
but
make
it's,
sense. You've got no frame of reference. You've got nothing to say that he's saying the truth.
I think it's a great mix of different kind
This
of
guy lies loads. I can't decipher where's the value. I don't see it.
But as you
He's already lying about the point I'm trying to make is that it's all or nothing. It's not all or nothing, but if someone lies enough and talks enough bullshit on different areas, I call the bullshit out in other areas.
then mention one
They're
thing.
bullshitting all over the place. So why does it stop in that area? That's what I'm trying to get at. OC has some kind of Spurg thing where it's all or nothing. No. If someone talks enough shit, I'm going to say, yeah, but are you talking shit in this?
Okay, stop. Like I said, you and Denmark guy have something in common. Apparently, you know all about Thomas White. I never met the guy. His name is bandied about by the Starlings. I never met the guy. So I don't know anything about him other than him coming on my channel yesterday, the 2 streams yesterday. So, Denmark guy is praising him. You're knocking him. I know nothing about him. So what are you trying to say here?
Well, I'm just trying to be a respectful person, and you should actually.
I don't think Thomas White is respectful.
You do not have to listen to his content on his channel. So, and if you don't like it, then don't listen to it. I don't listen to all of the stuff he provides. That doesn't mean that I
don't listen to any of it either. But what I'm saying is that OC is questioning my take on him. But I've seen enough.
What is your take on him? I wasn't here from the start of the stream. So. There's something that irritates you.
Yeah,
I think he's almost like a fake black pillar who's
Let's stop a minute. Is he a black pillar? I don't know. Even Donna was saying, is he a black pillar? I don't recall him saying anything about the black pill. I would say he's more of a red pillar. We never even established that. We were still trying to ask him about his housing situation. So we only spoke to him for a brief amount of time, and Denmark guy was there the whole time. It was like a dual interview, and I give my attention to both. I try to split things up. Denmark guy was on first. Is he a black pillar? Did he claim to be a black pillar? I'm not sure what he was claiming. I don't recall him saying, I'm a black pillar, and then going on about his girlfriends. I remember him just being more of a red pillar. I mean, I don't. When did he say he was a black pillar? I'm not even trying to stick up for him. I'm just trying to remember. I don't recall him saying, I'm a black pill. I'm 1,000% black pilled. I've had a bunch of girlfriends. I don't recall that.
Well, no, but okay, let's say he's not a black pillar. He's definitely a doomer. But he's a doomer without any real cause because he's had the girlfriends. I don't believe he's had any negative social experiences.
We'll get to that in a minute.
But sometimes
I would say, no. Oreo Man is a black pillar with an AR. Oreo Man is a black pillar. Okay, I agree with you, Danny. I agree with you. But
he's a doomer.
I don't recall that being debated yesterday. I don't recall him claiming otherwise. So why are you saying?
Okay, he's a doomer. But what's the reason for him being a doomer? He's just an edgelord. He's a normie that's posing as a doomer with nothing, with no experience behind why he's a doomer. I'm just a doomer. Okay, what's led you? What life experiences have you had? Oh, I've had a girlfriend. I've had this Russian girlfriend at church.
We're going to stop a minute and we're going to answer our one token bitch. Denmark guy was a big fan of Thomas White. Now he's acting like he only picks and chooses. DevPike can't stand Thomas White and is upset when you're having him on. I don't even know the guy. Yeah. All I know about him is two things. The Starlings go nuts over him. And both these assholes, Danny and Denmark guy, seem really enamored with. I met him for the first time yesterday. We had a nice little chat. Didn't really, nothing special. Yeah. That was the end of it. Apparently, this Thomas White guy, even though I never met him, means nothing to me. He really riles up both Danny and Denmark guy. So you were right, Cassandra. He really is. Like you said the other day jokingly, he's the Thomas White. I had no idea who he was. We never met him. We had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
Apparently, Thomas White is a very magnifying figure, as we're finding out, between Denmark guy, the fanboy, and DevPike, the wow.
Okay.
No, I'm not magnifying him. I'm downplaying him. I don't understand all the furore over him. He's just fake as fuck. It's a persona that doesn't have any value.
I joined the stream tonight because I would like to get in contact with them regarding adding each other on the communication.
Well, that was apparently that was my fault. I alienated DUM. I asked him if he thought Donna's 18-year-old daughter was attractive, and I asked him if he thought
funny as fuck.
If
Donna's 14-year-old son Max was Inkwell in training, or a Chad Light or what. So DUM cut me off entirely for you. But okay, so that was me. I'll take credit for that. I don't understand all this Thomas White bullshit. I will take credit for alienating Jane.
Okay, can I just ask you one question, OC? I would like, you have my ID. Can you text that ID to DUM through?
No, I want DUM to get over himself and come back on. If DUM can come back on, you can tell him yourself. There was no need for him to end this, for him to disconnect. There was no need for DUM to disconnect.
According to who? You?
1 minute, come on, and we'll just finish the.
Thomas White is like the Holy Trinity. He's the Holy Ghost. Yeah. Have you got? No. He's gone quiet.
DUM was on for quite a while, and then when I asked him the question about how he would rate Donna's kids, he suddenly disconnected. That happened. You were here for that, Danny. You remember that. Denmark.
Yeah.
So it was a bad connection, or was it
I think it was deliberate. What do you think?
Yes,
What do you think, Danny? You think it was deliberate or bad connection?
Bad behavior by OC. So
well, okay, but you basically he deliberately cut off, is what you're saying.
Sadly, yeah.
That's the answer. Yes, we all agree. He deliberately said enough of this. Yeah.
He was protecting his wife, his woman.
Lonely days, lonely nights. Where would I be without my woman? Lonely days. All right.
Do you think so what new theories have you got now, Denmark guy? Have you got any more theories about the sexual marketplace? Any more theories with the torso?
Maybe no, I think my contribution was the torso theory. I think it's a valid theory, because
what about head theory? The longer your head is, the more of a Chad you are.
The longer your hair are, and
no, your head is the head theory.
Yeah, because but the hair contributes to your height, so that could also.
Okay. What about, no, because the longer the head, because Horsehead has a very long head. He's still Chad. Does that do it? Does that have an influence? The length of your head.
But he is a Chad. I don't really have any comment on that. He's kind of a solid, good-looking.
So a long head has. I have not got a balding head.
But a Horsehead, yeah. But he's there's nothing weird looking about him. He got it. He was born a Chad, I guess. So.
I agree. What about can you show wait there. I want torso theories. Torso. I want Denmark guy's theory on Raymond's looks. What about him?
Okay, I like DevPike. I actually don't mind his criticism. I've had enough talk of Thomas White and DUM and now fucking Raymond. He can come back if he wants, but we're getting kind of stupid here. So, Denmark guy, what brought you on tonight?
It was actually, to be honest, to facilitate the communication with DUM.
Well, Dumb was on for quite a while. You were just very late getting here. He cut off and you came on like 5 minutes later. You missed him by about 5 minutes. You had plenty of time to talk to Dumb, and it didn't happen. So now let's kick him from Studio 2. Okay, great. Listen, I'm all for criticism, and I actually agree with what DevPike was saying. His criticisms of Thomas White are valid.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is, I bring people on. I've had different people on. I had another Danish guy, Denmark Andy, who's doing lines of coke. I have different people come on. I think Denmark Andy come on once or twice, maybe 3 times. I bring different people on. I really can't, like I've had multiple. I talk about new blood. I've had multiple conversations with DevPike, multiple with Denmark guy. At this point, they're the 2 most, frequent visitors, and Dumb, who I met in real life. But when someone new wants to come on, I bring them on. Let's try them out. Let's see what they have to say. If they want to come on regularly, we'll delve into things. But the criticism, DevPike did the same thing when I brought. Remember, there's a time Zenesis was coming on every night. The first time I brought him on, DevPike was like all critical, and now they're the best. They're like butt buddies.
Yes,
So it's like I don't understand what the problem is. I still haven't gotten a clear definition of why Danny Boy is so upset that I talked to Thomas White for like 45 minutes the other night. I'm still perplexed. I don't get it. What's the problem exactly? I am like, huh? I don't even know the guy. They're not talking about doing. I don't do research. I didn't research DevPike. I didn't research Denmark guy. I didn't research Denmark Andy. I don't care if Thomas White has a following. I never met the guy. Never watched his shit. I really don't know what to say about him. So I bring people on. And I talk to him, and I don't mind criticism. And DevPike brought up some good points about all these girlfriends. He goes to church with his girlfriends. Those are good points, but I don't understand what the criticism is. It's like, what's the problem? You're upset with me for bringing him on once. I really don't get it. And Denmark guy, if you want to talk to Dumb, you had like an hour and a half to do that. Where the fuck were you? Not my fucking problem. And Dumb, why are you being such a fucking bitch? How dare you hang up on me? Me, James. Yeah, I don't really care about DevPike or Denmark guy or Thomas White, but come on. Neither of us are Todd, but Todd aside, James, I thought you and I had something special. We met in real life. I'm like kind of hurt, James, Jimmy boy. So yes, that's what I wanted to say. So we can end this soon. Is there anything else you want to say? I was getting kind of like it's like, well, I came on to talk to Dumb. Well, Dumb left like 5 minutes before he came on, asshole. A little late. And Dev, I'm tired of talking. We can talk about whatever you want, but I don't understand your criticism with Thomas White. Why we're still talking about fucking Raymond? Let's talk about something else. We can talk about it some other time. I've lost interest in all those people. That's the thing with these starlings. I am a nester. I don't really go out too often to other people's nests. I am not a starling. I used to love to watch Todd. I'd watch Dumb. I've gone on Horseheads to show support. I've gone on Doggos to show support. I don't really know anything. When people ask me, what do you think of so-and-so? I'm like, who? I don't fucking know.
Yes.
Oreo Man is entertaining sometimes. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't really go. So apparently to you starlings, and you're all fucking starlings, you know all these different people. And I guess Thomas White is like a big deal to you. I don't even know who the guy is. I just, I bring him on. Seemed like a nice enough guy. Very Minnesotan. Got that, Jesse the Body Ventura accent. Yeah, Jesse the Mind Ventura. It was a nice guy. Nothing against him, but I didn't know anything about him. And he's more than welcome to come on anytime. I invite anyone. And no one is banned here. I just don't understand. DevPike, if you start your own channel, you don't have to have him on. You don't have to have me on. And if you want to criticize me, that's fine. But I'm still struggling to understand what the hell the criticism even is. I don't understand. I really don't get. What is he upset at? I'm like, what? Okay. No, the starlings come to me. I'm a nester. And you want to ask me about other nesters? I don't know. You're the starlings. You fly off and tell me about them. Don't ask me. I don't fucking know.
Where do you go when he's not around?
Yeah. Now this dude is a nester / starling, Nostalgia Bash. Okay. Does he want to come on? Because we can bring him on if he wants. But DevPike, I'm not even angry. I'm just confused what your criticism is. I don't get the criticism. Dumb, how dare you hang up on me? And Denmark guy, you can talk to Dumb some other time. if you accidentally deleted his whatever it's called sessions, well, then maybe you should just give me your fucking phone number for real. Oh no, if you can't do that, I might get doxxed in Denmark. Then go fuck yourself. I'm not here to be telephone operator. I'm pissed. I'm not here to be your telephone operator, Denmark guy. Jesus Christ. Whatever you call it in Europe. I'm not here to make the exchange. Go fuck yourself. Well, why don't you come on for 5 minutes, and you can go do that, because we're getting off. He's got to go to bed soon. Come on, because I don't want to end on that bad note. We had Dumb and Donda, which started out strong, then turned into a shit show. DevPike criticizing, but I can't understand the criticism. Denmark guy coming on for no fucking reason. I don't want to look at any of them. You want to come on for 5 minutes and end this on a good note, because it's been a pretty bad note tonight. Still, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I just don't understand, what is DevPike so critical of? Denmark guy, I'm not your fucking personal operator. And dumb. Come on, man. James, it's me, man. We met in real life, man. I smelled your bare arm, man. I don't need this shit, man. He hung up on me. That's what happened to him. This will be it. We'll have one more beer. Yeah, we're winding down. All right. Hey, he doesn't want to come on. That's fine. I was just getting tired. I don't usually I can go for hours talking to people about this and that. Everybody's point tonight made no sense to me.
No.
Like Dumb and Donda started out strong. I don't know. Okay, fine. Dumb's but it's like I'm a Spurg. You don't have to answer the question. DevPike and Denmark guy, the two of them, I'm baffled by. This is as I usually get along with both of them. I'm I don't even understand the criticism, and I understand why I'm not your matchmaker. I'm not your operator, Denmark guy. Christ. I'd rather have no guests than that. Christ. Oh, my God. So I'll have a little more. As we're getting ready for bed, you can sleep and go to work tomorrow. You have a little more if you can't finish. Okay, we're winding down.
You'll take what I can't take.
I got a bathroom to clean.
Yes, you do. Buddy.
Whatever you can't take, I'll take. Okay, good. No, James, I want you to come back on and apologize to me. I want to make up with you face to face. That'll make everything right. In fact, if you want me to apologize, I'll apologize. Either way, regardless of who's apologizing, I want to see your face again. Come back. We should never go to bed angry. Come on, come back to me. Yes, dumb. Come on, let's make almonds face to face. I want to make almonds with you face to face. James, it's only going to be for a few minutes. Brother Cook's got to go to bed. I don't want us to go to bed angry. I want us to say goodbye with a smile on our faces.
Come on, dumb. Don't let us down.
Well, I want to apologize to her too, but I want to see both of you. Come on.
We love looking at Donna. She's a nice piece of ass.
Why does Brosi have to apologize? What did you do?
Yeah, you're right. I don't. Screw this. Fuck you, James.
That's Rafterman who's saying it.
I apologize for nothing.
And don't worry. I don't ban people, but if this will make you happy, there. I put Totem in a timeout because that was very mean what he said about your girl. Okay.
Yes.
Now I hope this is who it claims to be. Yeah. James, is that you?
No.
Who's this? Sounds like chicken dinner.
Yeah, who are you?
What do you want?
All right, I have a voice changer on, I think. I just went back to the stream, and you shouldn't be able to hear my real voice.
Well, what do you call yourself? What's your alias?
Are you Unwanted?
All right, Base, I checked the stream. We're good. It's a little delayed. It's Unwanted, nigga. It's Unwanted. Yes.
Okay, so Unwanted, you found a way to hide your voice?
Yeah, I just downloaded Clownfish or some shit audio changer, and I was testing some shit out. It's pretty but yeah, it's good.
Okay, well, tell us a little something. You don't have to give us your name. I know you're very good. What state are you in? Can you just tell us your state? Not a city, but a state.
I'll say Ohio, but it might not be that. I'm in
I'm
Midwest.
about to kick you off. That pisses me off. We're
No.
in New Jersey. We're in New Jersey. Jersey's
Yes.
tiny. If we can say we're in New Jersey, you can tell us your state's probably bigger. No one's going to find you.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just curious what part of the country you're from. We're from New Jersey.
I
What
grew up
part
in North Carolina. How about that? I grew up in North Carolina.
Well,
I'm
you don't live
serious.
there now. Where do you live now? Your parents. You live with your parents, right? They moved. You guys moved.
I live with my mom, yeah. But
Okay, what?
And where do you live with your mother?
she's
in
in Kentucky.
Illinois.
She's in Kentucky. Kentucky. I'm not Kentucky.
Okay, so you live in Kentucky right now.
Yep.
And how are things in Kentucky?
Just whatever, wage slaving.
Well, I've
Anything.
actually liked, even though you're younger than I am, you're in your early 20s. I like a lot of your posts. I can relate. You seem like actually like more like someone who belongs here, more than a Thomas White, a Denmark guy, even more than a freaking DevPike. So no, we do appreciate coming on. But you've been officially diagnosed with what? You have autism, or what do you have?
I was officially diagnosed with ASD at 19. I wish it was a bit earlier, but it is what it is. Maybe I would have been able to get neat bucks earlier.
Okay, but 19 is still youngish. You've applied for what, SSI and SSDI, and you've been declined both, or?
I've been declined twice. So initially I applied and I went through a private insurance. That's how I got, not private insurance, a private company. That's the one that diagnosed me. And I gave Social Security their information. They never reached back to Social Security. So I asked Social Security to go through a CE, which is their doctor. And they went and I did my mental evaluation about a month ago. The woman said I did have ASD, slightly on the higher functioning side, and she wasn't sure. I mean, like, she wasn't sure. She knew I had it, but that was basically it. I literally know about past bullshit going through,
Well,
the psychiatric bullshit, and it's
do
just
you have?
that's it.
I gotta know, do you have an official piece of paper that says yes, you are diagnosed with ASD? Do you have a piece of paper?
Not a piece of paper, but more so like I had a private health in a private person from the health insurance or private company diagnosed me, and then from someone that works with Social Security directly diagnosed me. Yes.
Okay, and by the way, this private company, they were psychiatrists, psychologists, neuropsychs. What was their?
Both, everything. Yeah, I might actually try and find the paper. I don't know where I put it. I wanted to read the paper that said why I got denied, but I don't know where I put it.
Do you know why you were denied? Did they tell you?
Basically, they gave me a paper about 2 weeks after. It might have been officially just off of because I'm working and I have like just enough hours and just enough income for them to automatically deny me. It might be like a technical denial or whatever you call it, but basically they just denied me, and then I read the paper and it said, well, we recognize you have autism and it does cause problems in the workplace, but we don't know if it's enough to give you neat bucks, basically.
All right, well, someone else wants to come on, but first, when you applied online for Social Security? It was online?
I went in person initially, and then I kept appealing online, and then I went through my doctors online, yeah.
Okay, but was it one application for SSI and SSDI, or did you have to do two separate applications?
I applied for both. I remember seeing the mail-in. Now, it said I got denied on my SSA.gov for SSDI and SSI.
So it's two separate applications.
Yeah, wow.
But I remember only filling out one form. Like, when I filled out the form for, like, all my, medical history and work history and all that bullshit, it went to both. I guess, like, the doctors used it for both, I guess.
Okay, so you have one form for two applications. Yes. Okay. I'll bring real quick. Nostalgia Bash wants to come on. I'm glad Unwanted came on. Is there anything you guys want to ask each other?
I mean, it's fine. It's just, yeah, I'm chilling. I'll probably leave and just watch.
No, I'm glad you came on Unwanted. Don't be a stranger. I know this is your first time. Now that you've gotten the voice changer, you come on again. I like to talk more about SSI, SSDI, especially as I apply. But I identify with a lot of the comments you've been leaving. Let me ask what Nostalgia before you say anything. Unwanted, how did you find me? I'm curious. I always ask people, how did you find me?
Froglet told me. Froglet told me, remember?
Yes, Froglet. Okay, Unwanted, how did you find me?
I was watching Todd Thundercock, and a lot of his YouTube got taken down. He took a lot of his shit down, and I was going through archive videos, and then your shit came recommended. Like, you made a video about Todd and how you were talking like he's your fucking astronaut, and he was open about being a parasite, and I found that funny. And then I found you, and then I kind of found DBF kind of through you, or maybe because there's like beef or whatever. I know there's beef with like DUM and DBF, but DBF maybe doesn't understand that like when you say the N word, there's algorithms on YouTube that will ban your shit. And I guess when I asked DUM, I was more saying it jokingly as well. Like, why'd you get mad at DBF and report his shit? He was saying it was a joke, which I don't know why DUM would report him. So I think it's just the algorithms that are banning DBF. That's
Right,
it.
right.
So
Well, what does Nostalgia Bash think? Because he streams too. You think it's the algorithms, or what do you?
I have no idea. There's some shit like I got recommended something today that had a dude had literally 6 subscribers and he was making video game content, and the video itself had like 13 views. But since I was like looking for that kind of content, it got recommended to me. It was about Elder Scrolls, so I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, that's how I found OC too. Like going
YouTube's
through
a fucking enigma, dude. It really is.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, in some ways, I was going to say Thomas White is like Nostalgia Bash is like dumb.
Yeah.
They've got a girlfriend paying or helping, and we're not knocking that. Unwanted is more like us, a loser spurred trying to get neat bucks.
Yeah.
But I
True.
was trying to tell DevPike, I can talk to different people regardless of, despite our differences, we can all come together. I have
But
no
see, I
problem.
can't. Like, I'm very neurotic. Like, when it comes to like good-looking men and like sometimes women, like they're just like shitting on me. I can't get over that. Like, it just makes me feel like I'm either gonna talk to like losers or I'm not gonna talk to anyone. And I know like
You've come to a good place. Me, Bro C, and Nostalgia Bash. You have nothing to worry about. Nothing but losers here.
that's cool.
Bash, what would you like to mention? You came on. What's up with you tonight?
So we were talking about SSI. I'm applying for state insurance, and this Trump bill, I'm not sure how bad that's gonna fuck me.
Well, that's exactly yes.
That's absolutely destroying Medicaid. If we're-
Yes. Okay.
I'm
good
so
topic,
fucked,
good
buddy.
topic. Okay, good.
I'm gonna die of cancer now.
But Bash, you've been working for a while because I know you from like other kind of niche channels on here. Were you like working? I know like a long time ago you said your dad kicked you out, and then you were working, and then like what happened? Do you have any saved income? Any
No,
invested
I
income?
don't save my money. I just buy video games, and I give the rest to my girlfriend and rent. So literally, like,
Oh, so
yeah,
wait,
no.
you're the opposite of Thomas White. His girlfriend pays for him. She's a nurse who pays for him.
I mean,
Your girlfriend's a nurse. You pay for her. Okay, got it.
okay, she does buy me shit, but
I'm just.
and she's also a nurse, which is kind of
Are you on full-time employment or are you doing part-time warehouse like meme shit?
yeah, it's full time.
You're a janitor, right? You're at a school, right?
Yeah, I clean shitters. I'm a Janny,
I knew some Janny friends.
but
I don't know.
I don't
yeah.
do it for free. Yeah,
Yeah, you're not like the Janny mods that clean up. That's good.
yeah, I don't clean it up for free.
I want to ask first. Unwanted applied for SSI and SSDI before the big beautiful bill. This is going to make it worse. Nostalgia, what are you applying for? It's not Social Security. You're applying for a Michigan State something or
I
other?
literally want Michigan State Insurance. It's called I'm pretty sure it's Blue Cross, and it's just for low income people. And I would be considered low income legally, but I don't know if that would apply anymore because of this fucking bill.
Okay, so you're looking for basically Medicaid. You're
Yes.
saying Medicaid.
Well, that's what I was
Right.
getting. I was gonna say when I applied for disability, when I was talking to my shrink, my CE, the toilet that was giving all the info to the other doctors at Social Security, I told her, I'm not expecting like a full ride and a full handout, but I would just like some health care to like treat my mental illness and try and get on some certain drugs that might work for me.
What happened was Obamacare, what they call the American Care Act, Obamacare, that passed in like 2013, 2014.
Mhm.
That made it easier to get on Medicaid. This
Yeah.
new big beautiful bill is going to undo all
Yeah, I
that
know.
much harder. Right. So now you're actually, you guys, Nostalgia, you're applying pretty late. You should apply for this like 5 or 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing with Bash is he has a work history. He's not like so beyond fucked up that like me and him are verbal. We can like clean ourselves and shit. It's not like we're so fucked up that we're gonna get it. It would have to be like in a severe mental breakdown like Todd had, where like he will kill himself if he doesn't work. And Todd also worked for like 15 years, put a bunch into the system, and
That's
there
true.
were so many psychiatrists saying like essentially that if he goes back to work, we really believe he'll kill himself. Or maybe me and Bash aren't on that level yet. I can work my part-time job. I can invest like over half my income. I have my Mauger fucking cope station. I only needed a 5090. Everything else between the monitor, all the computer components is like 8K. I just need a few things, and I'm steady to go for the next 3 or 5 years. Invest some income, do well in stocks because I've done pretty well this past year, you know. And then maybe when I have like 150, 200K invested capital, if I even did 20, 50, 20 is a bit high, but like 10, 15% a year, that's another 20, 30K, just, passively.
It's funny, I say you sound much more financially savvy than me or Bash. Like Bash is trying to apply for Medicaid in
Yeah,
Michigan.
I don't think about that shit at all. I figure I'm gonna die before I even am gonna worry about a 401k or any sort of withdrawing of money.
Yeah, well, I have a 401k at work too. It's just I don't touch that. I have my individual portfolio that has about my 12.5K that I've grown these past about 8, 9 months, and I'm up a little bit. And then, my 401k.
Yes, you don't have to dock stuff, but what line of work are you in? Just a general, are you in finance?
Just warehouse work,
warehouse work. You have a 401k. Is there a union? It's a union job or no?
No, my job didn't have a union. The other warehouse I worked at did. My thing is I'm so fucked up mentally, and like I have no confidence in myself socially or around women or like other like GL men that like shit on me. I think I'm smart enough to learn, finance and actually go to school. It's just when you interview, when you have autism, it's hard looking people in the eye. They know you're fucked up. They know you're behind socially, and they don't want to trust you with other people's money. And in some ways, I feel that way too, because I talk to some work buddies and like, oh, well, you should invest your money, and I've done well in some of my stocks, especially. I had a fucking penny stock that's doubled with a partnership with Nvidia, but it's more so. It's actually tripled, but it's more so I don't have a lot of confidence in myself. I was socially behind. I still am. I'm just really damaged. And, the state doesn't want to fucking help me. It wants to help single moms. It wants to help niggers. But if you're like a beat down white man with autism, you're on your own unless you got family. I'm at least lucky enough to have some family.
And that's what I want to say is the Big Beautiful Bill even makes it harder. At least, prior to the Big Beautiful Bill, there was a slither of hope. You're right. It's going to single white men or even white men who are not married. Technically, you're single, Bash. You have a girlfriend, but you're not married.
Yeah,
we're going to be fucked.
Legally married.
They're going to take away all our neat bucks. That's exactly what this is.
I think it's like actually compounded because Trump's trying to like obviously cut Medicaid, but what he doesn't understand is when he passes DEI deregulation and trying to get rid of all these quotas, it's so baked into the system it's going to take at least 5 or 7 years for this shit to get fleshed out.
Right. Yes.
So it's even worse. It's like a compounding issue. You still have all the leftists in these systems, and they don't even have the money to give out to people like us, and we're not even the first choice to get it anyway. So we're really fucked.
Well, no, actually, that might be the one saving grace. If it's going to take all these years to unravel, then you guys, like Nostalgia Bash, should get on it now. Even though it's being undone, it might take years to undo. Get on it now, get something out of it before they, hammer it out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What are you guys drinking?
Budweiser and Busch. I'm not sure.
I actually bought 2 tall boys of Budweiser. I was drinking one right as Bash was asking.
I was like this close to getting Budweiser too. It was between that or PBR.
It's just cheaper and, why not? It's all the same once you get it down.
Yeah.
Well, I know Nostalgia wants to stream in a bit. Yeah. We'll have a few more sips of beer, talk a bit, and we'll go our separate ways. I'll check out your stream. Yes. I'm glad Unwanted came on. Don't be a stranger. Yeah. Bash, what brings you on? I'm glad you're here. We were talking to DUM before and DevPike and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a couple people in the chat. I saw the live. I just got home from actually grabbing that broski, and I figured, you were asking me to hop on, so I was like, oh yeah, fuck it. It's an excuse to show one of my waifus, of course.
What you ever see the show Bob's Burgers? Bob's Burgers?
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is pretty good.
You sound like the son. The voice, his voice sounds like the son. Yeah, Gene the son.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, is King of the Hill getting revamped? I was seeing something like on YouTube and Hulu.
Yeah, getting a revamp.
They're reviving it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, King of the Hill is coming back.
They're inserting all this fucking new shit like drones and shit into it. It kind of looks faggy, but I'll watch it, I guess.
They're doing a time jump.
Yeah.
The show ended 15 years ago, so they're jumping ahead in time 15 years. So everyone is older. Their son Bobby is a chef in Dallas. Hank and Peggy were living in Saudi Arabia and come back to.
Well, is this? Is it gonna be on TV or is this a streaming thing? Do we know?
I think it's on Hulu. Yeah, Hulu it is. Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that fucking goes. I hope it's not a SJW fucking shit fire,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Who knows? I mean, I saw some of the Beavis and Butthead revival. They revived it twice. I saw the first wave like 15 years ago, and the second wave it was okay.
Yeah.
I think my favorite parts, honestly, is when they jumped ahead. Beavis and Butthead did the same thing. They showed like Beavis and Butthead in their 40s, living in like a condo, a Section 8 condo, drinking beer, getting drunk. I actually liked middle-aged Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, that was something to see.
Yeah, I liked during around, I think it was around 2012, 2013, and they did fucking, what did they do? Twilight? They did a Twilight parody where they got bit by a homeless guy and it gave them all hepatitis and shit. Yeah, that was pretty fucking hilarious. I actually have, hold on, I think I got that box set.
All right, go take a look.
All right, while he's getting that, what's up, Unwanted? What's your next plan? Do you want to try to apply again, or you don't think you're ever going to get SSI or SSDI, or what?
Go before a judge, and I don't work a bunch of hours, and I'm still, like, you know, physically and mentally fucked up, even just looking at me, but I don't think I meet the requirements. Like, I'm not so fucked up, you know, plus with the whole women are wonderful syndrome, they just want to give it to single moms, and they want to give it to niggas. It's just something I'm going to have to do, and it's okay. You know, I got my cope station. I got, you know, some invested capital now. 25 hours isn't too bad.
I'm going to grab my copies. It seems like you at least have some kind of financial comprehension.
Yeah, I've had some extended family that have done really well in the stock market, and my family's upper middle class. They had higher end jobs. You know, they had degrees, and they were able to kind of support me through my super black pill OD phase where I just wasn't doing anything and I was turbo rotting.
All right. Right back. Brother Click, field. Let them talk amongst themselves, whatever. Yes. I'll be right back.
All right, so what else is going on? Wait a second. How do I do this? Can we hear you guys?
Yeah, we're all here.
I can hear Unwanted. Nostalgia, say something. I cannot hear Nostalgia.
Yeah, I can't hear Bash either. I
fucking muted myself.
There we go. There it is.
Okay. Nostalgia's back. So what's going on? So Nostalgia, you got your Beavis and Butthead DVDs?
Yeah, I've got the I think I have the newer seasons upstairs, but I've got Beavis and Butthead, I've got Viva La Bam when that came out. I've got some of that.
Okay.
I've got Jackass, some of the episodes, not the movies, but I like the series better than the movies.
Yeah, the movies kind of sucked, but you know, the series was that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super nostalgic. I remember being a little kid and like watching Spike TV and falling asleep and waking up at 4 a.m. and Girls Gone Wild commercials were on the TV.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something to tune for.
I'm a little younger than you guys. I was more so watching Toonami right before that ended and before it all moved to Crunchyroll and shit. Like, I remember Attack on Titan Season 1, the dub premiere came out when I was like 10 or something.
So, Unwanted, what year were you born?
Do I have to get the exact year? Can I say like a rough estimate?
I kind of want the exact year. I want to know how.
Oh, man.
I was born in 1985. I'll be 40 later on this year. So I was born in 85. I'm going to be 40. What year were you born, Unwanted? Give us the real year. You don't
96. 96.
Okay. So
Bash was born in 96. He's 11 years younger than you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes. Okay. So when was Unwanted born? Give us the actual year.
Oh, I'm not early. Well, I'm early 20s sloth, but I'm like encroaching mid 20s. I'll just say, I'll actually give you the real year. I know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Oh, why are you guys making me?
Why are you worried about docs, dude? I literally get drunk every stream and like docs my immediate city. Like every stream, I'm like, I live in Kalkaska, Michigan. Ah!
I'm incredibly drunk and tired. I won't remember this, but just so were you born in 2002 or 2003? Come on, Unwanted. Don't be afraid.
2001.
Okay, so you were born in 2001.
He's 24, 23 going on 24.
One of those.
23 going on 24.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Now, I say, when I was a kid, okay, Beavis and Butthead first premiered when I was a boy, and it was still on when I was a teenager. It was the first run. Went off the air. Beavis and Butthead are dead. Then they had a Time Life DVD collection. I never got that. You'd see the commercials. Then at some point in the later 2000s, when you were a little boy, they released 1, 2, 3, which I bought at a Walmart. See, 1, 2, 3. It's not the complete series. It's just they never released the complete series.
No.
Then they revived it in the early 2010s, 2011-ish.
Yes.
So what is that part 4 that he has? I'd love to see that. Where did he go?
No.
Where's Bash when you need him? I got 1, 2, 3. I bought these like 20 years ago, 20 years ago. And yeah, this is before they revived it for the first time. There was a second revival. Where did Bash go? I actually need to know what number 4 is. That actually interests me. Where the hell does asshole go?
I don't know. I remember, funny enough, when I was like 8, 9 years old, when Dragon Ball Z was getting put on Nicktoons, I went and had my family buy the whole Dragon Ball Z Boo arc. That was like the final arc before the whole bullshit, the GT, and then Al Super. But I remember watching that in the car on the drive, going from like state to state, seeing family, like a whole like 8, 9 hour drive. That's kind of what it reminds me of, you know, those like old school kind of CDs and collectible shit.
Old school CDs. Wow. I still listen to CDs.
The H pill takes all sloth. It's crazy too. I mean, all kids in college and like draftees into fucking NBA nigger ball, they're just life mogging us, and you know they're kids. Like I feel old, and I'm really gonna feel old in the next few years. You know, so H pill comes for us all.
I was in college in 2001. I remember September 11th, the towers coming down. So don't feel too old. That makes you feel better. I was an adult in college when you were born.
Yeah, I might have said that. I was like born just after 9/11.
Wow.
We were born and raised in the state of New Jersey. We went to the Twin Towers multiple times.
You can see, right. If you understand, New York City is right across from New Jersey. You can see the buildings.
Yeah. It was a part of our childhood and our life.
Our teenagers.
They were just, a tourist attraction to see. We went to them multiple times, and they were gone. And you grew up in a world where they never existed. Right. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, Bash, real quick. Like I was saying, back like 20 years ago almost, I bought 1, 2, 3. You have 4? What is 4? Like, this is the original series.
I'm pretty sure this is the new series. I almost guarantee it.
Well, there were two. There were two new series.
2011, 2012.
Okay, that was the second revival. There's been a third revival. The first that was the second round, the second generation. Yeah, I got 1, 2, and 3 are the original from my growing up years.
I also grabbed these from upstairs. If you guys like, oh god, everyone froze. If you guys like obscure, shitty, retarded comedy, gross out shit, this is The Greasy Strangler. It was directed by Elijah Wood. It's really weird. It's like $4 on Amazon. It's really funny. You might have to watch it a couple times, and you might have to be like really drunk or something. But
okay, so Elijah Wood, Lord of the Rings, Huck Finn. Okay, Elijah North. North. Howdy, North. Okay, wow.
Yeah,
he's like my age. He's directing shit. Okay,
so weird. And then this is Ranma 1/2. I bought the entire DVD box set before realizing that it's all free on YouTube. So I'm a fucking tremendous retard. So this is an anime that
you can watch it when you want, whatever.
Yeah, if there's like a nuke or whatever, I don't have to archive it off
of YouTube. And if they ever decide to pull it and erase it and make it go
right, if the YouTube channel, if the YouTube channel goes down,
So buying DVDs or Blu-rays is a pretty good idea.
All right.
That's just part of being an adult. Like I've bought shit that's like, oh fuck, well I didn't need it, but oh well, it's just how it is. So, yep. Bash, do you even grow facial hair? You're 29, right? I mean, I see you have a mustache. Do you grow shit on the side of your face or not much?
I grow sideburns that are pretty shit, but I cannot grow a full beard. I cannot.
See, mine gets pretty thick under the chin too, but these past few months, it's actually starting to grow on the sides, and I'm a little younger than you, so maybe when I'm around your age, it's really going to start coming in.
Congratulations. I've been able to grow a full beard since I was like 13, but Brother Click, early on, he got facial hair, but he couldn't connect the mustache to the goatee.
No,
When did that finally happen? When you were in your early?
I was in my mid-20s.
So when my brother started getting facial hair as a teenager, he couldn't connect the stash to the goatee. There was like a blank space. It eventually grew in.
And that bothered me. I wanted a full Van Dyke, a full goatee.
Right. And eventually it happened, but yeah, it took a little long.
It took a little, like, mid to late 20s. I could connect my mustache to my goatee.
Yeah, I knew some dude my dad worked with.
I never had that problem.
He was a Chad though, so it's Tour Island. Bash, what do you feel about Marty Rose now that he's gone and he's not posting anymore? Like he tried to get neat bucks, but then it didn't work out for him.
Martyros comments on my shit sometimes, so like
still
he's
around?
still.
That's actually a very good question. I remember him from the Todd channels. Martyros, he's an Arab who lives in Sweden.
No, he's like Hispanic, South
He's
Asian.
a shit
or
skin mixed
South,
like guy. I think he's
South American.
I think he's like Pajit and part South American.
Really?
Yeah, he's South American for sure. I don't know. If
He looks Hispanic, but there are not many Hispanics in Scandinavia.
No.
But anyway, but I remember him. He was actually. He kept saying, "I'm a true cell," but then he was having sex with the next door neighbor lady. So I'm like, "How are you a true cell?"
I still do think he got really lucky. You know, it's not like that shit.
Possibly, maybe in an alternate reality, he'd be a true cell. But in this reality, if he's getting a next door neighbor to have sex with him, he's not a true cell. He kept saying, "I'm a true cell."
No, I agree. He's not as mentally as fucked up as me. I know like looks are like 100% number one, but I think if you meet a certain threshold in looks with a woman, it does matter if you're like confident or have experience, or if you're just like halfway normal, you know. So in his case, he can kind of fraud it a little bit, and he's not going out saying he likes JBs and watches My Little Pony porn. Now in Bash's case, he has a girlfriend who doesn't matter.
That's not true. I remember distinctly. Didn't at one
he
point
says it online.
He shows it on his channel, the fat ass cadence.
Yeah, he had like a My Little Pony.
But he says it online. You think he's doing it IRL? That's the difference. Is he doing it IRL or is he doing it online? Like online, it doesn't matter. I don't even think it matters IRL, but past the point, I guess.
So here's the thing about Martyros is he's like a really ironic troll. He's very self-aware. A lot of people will just watch his shit and be like, wow, this guy's like a total spurg, but he's really self-aware. He's really funny. And he's really genuine if you talk to him about something he's interested in. I actually talked to him about the plush that he has, and I asked him, I was like, why did they make that Cadence plush have an ass? Like, did it come like that, or did you get that custom? He's like
this definitive ass.
it has a huge ass. I'm like, dude, did you get that custom? He's like, yeah, I got it custom. I was like, oh, okay. So
I mean, I remember watching his videos, and he was like kind of drawing the way she wanted her hair done and like the ponytail and shit. And yeah, I mean, I imagine if he's gonna pay all this money for it, you know, it's gonna be high end. But
yeah, I think he paid 500 USD. He said, but I would be willing to pay that for a custom plush of that quality. It looks great.
It does.
Looks great. My girlfriend would fucking murder me with a hatchet, but I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah. I want to Todd Max and just isolate and, you know, play my video games.
Yeah, but see, Todd can afford to do that because he's on Neatbucks.
Well, I can kind of pseudo afford it too. Like I have like a few work buddies, but I'm living with my mommy, so I can just, you know, work my little shit job, invest half my income, probably inherit shit from my parents, maybe from some other extended family if I'm show that I do something with my life. Like I don't have a lot of money now. I've only been working for a little bit, but in these next 5 or 10 years, I can start really building up a portfolio.
Well, in the next 5 or 10
I'll be
years,
fine.
you're only 23. When you pay more into Social Security, maybe you can, you know, qualify down the road for SSDI.
Well, the thing is, I was gonna say I want to qualify because if I was 30 years old, right, and I was putting 12.5 to 15K USD in the stock market a year, so let's say for 10 years, that's 150K invested capital, and I was doing 15% a year. That's gonna double twice, from 300 to 600. And if I had 600K USD at 10%, that's 60K a year. I'd never get disability off that. It would be more of a, you know, I'd want to get it now, or I want healthcare and help now, so I can at least keep working. But if not, I'm just gonna have to tough it out. I know in the next 10 years, I'm not gonna need it. with the money I'd have in the market. As long as I'm picking good quality companies, I'm
He doesn't-
fine.
Yeah, you don't need to neat because you seem to have a nice financial strategy. I'm jelly.
Yeah, that's the thing,
Even
you know. I had
if I
family that
have-
really fucking like they really like they sat me down when I was like 13, and this isn't like super high in math. It's just regular math, but when they were showing me the numbers and how much they could have from their 401ks and their invested capital and all that shit, it's like, wow, this makes sense. And even when there were times I weren't working and I had Nvidia shares and Nvidia fucking 20x with all the huge AI build out and shit, and I kind of regretted not working. The fact is, even though I missed some of the boat off Nvidia, there's always other companies in the market. There's index funds if you're just trying to be safe. I don't even know if I want all these illegals kicked out. Like all these Republican red pill kind of like conservative cucks, they want these guys kicked out. It's like we got so many guys like us who are barely doing the bare minimum. We're not really putting into the economy. It's like you want the economy to grow, and the way it grows is through more people in the workforce. I mean, it can still grow with less. There can still be automation and other things, and there might be a whole mommy daycare state in 20 years. But right now, like, I see it as like white people don't give a fuck about me. Like, I don't care about white people. So as long as the economy and the GDP goes up and my stocks do well, I don't care.
Okay. Well, I care, and Brother Click cares, and Bash cares. It's about 11 o'clock here. I don't know what time it is where you are. I know it's 10 o'clock in Michigan, I think, right? Or is 11 o'clock?
It's 11.
He's got to go to bed. If you want to stream, go stream. I'd love to pick this up again sometime, and he's getting tired. But I've enjoyed having Unwanted on. It was good to see you, Bash. Earlier, we had some other people on. It was good to see you. We're going to call it here because Brother Click has fallen asleep. But Unwanted, don't be a stranger. Now that you got the vocal changer, you can always come on next time when I'm more, we're more awake. Please come on. We'll talk more. And Bash, you're always welcome. It was good to see you again. It's been a while.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Are you going to go stream now, Bash, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming. I'm probably gonna play some copyrighted music and get fucking mega takedown. Last stream I did, I got. I can't remember what even happened. I think that I played a copyrighted song and I got cut down live, and I went to my other channel. I just started like screaming death threats at the camera at YouTube CEOs. So I can't quite remember what happened. Possibly that, but
Bash, before you go, what's your PC setup?
It's a fucking crap top.
Bash, why don't you in the private chat put your? I'll link your channel. I'll give a link to your channel. What's your channel?
It's just I think it's just Nostalgia Bash.
I don't know. I'll post it here so if anyone wants to go over and look at Bash. Brother Cook's got to go to bed. We're getting tired, but yeah, it's been a good stream. Unwanted, thank you for coming on. Finally, we appreciate it.
Yeah. It's a Lenovo laptop. It's got specs from like 5 years ago. I'm not 100%.
Yeah. You gotta go get a fucking loan or something from a bank so you can go get like a great setup, or got to work them overtime hours. At least you won't have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, I bought it with my tax returns a couple of years ago. It's still running. So.
Well, wrong. There we go.
But yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. Have a good
my
night.
pleasure. Yeah, that is bad. If you want to go over there, I might check it out. He's got to go to bed. But and thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. And and Unwanted, come on again. And Bash, we'll talk again. Good to see you, man.
All right, have a good night, gentlemen.
You too.
Good night, everybody.
And so, okay, they went bye-bye. We're going to say goodnight for now. Fairly I'm glad we streamed.
Yeah.
A lot of guests. I can't remember the last time we had so many guests. DUM, Donda, DevPike, Denmark Guy, all the D's, Nostalgia Bash, and Unwanted. We had like 6 people on tonight. I think it's more than normal. And like that's what I was trying to tell DevPike. I bring different people on, different points of view, different this and that. I might not agree. I might agree or disagree, but I'm not going to kick someone off because what? I mean, tonight I got pissed with the two of them. DevPike and Denmark Guy really pissing me off. But I talked to them a lot. I've gotten to know them. I don't really know Bash that well. I'm glad Unwanted came on. Maybe we'll get to know him better. And I don't know Thomas White. It's the first time I've ever met him. It's like, come on. It's like a process. Jesus Christ. Yes, Cassandra. Good call-ins. Nice to get some different people. Yeah. When are you, real quick, before we go, when are you calling in again, Cassandra? Not tonight, but we'd like you to call in again. Well.
We need to see you.
We need you and Seymour. Let her answer the question. We'll see. Fine. Next time. For sure. All right. For now. Yeah, but it's been a while with you. If I can take fucking DevPike and Denmark Guy 1,000 times, we can have you. I'd love for Mebanks or Thule to come back on. Where the hell are they? What's their excuse?
Show their faces.
Yes, but anyway. All right, so for now, we're going to say goodnight. Occupational Click.
And Brother Click.
Out. Or Brother Pike.
Brother Pike, yes.
Out.
Bye.